3, 2, 1. Are we on?
You're on.
All right. If I want to try, I don't know if the lights are up all the way or not. You could probably bring it in just a little bit. Yay. Hey guys, hello, and welcome to our very first class of our 3-day masterclass series where we are going to be learning art on denim, and we are doing florals. Tonight's flower is the daisy. No, geez, low peach. It is the sunflower. Tonight's the sunflower, and I don't remember what tomorrow night is. I think tomorrow night might be poppies. Those are my favorite. Tonight's the sunflower, so I'm really excited tonight because I am not alone tonight. We actually are supposed to have 2 guests here, but one of them, I don't know. I hope maybe she'll show up. I'm not sure, but she's not here. But I do have a guest here with me, and I have Matt behind the camera. And do we have people...
Hello.
Popping on, finding their way?
So far, Mary Lynn is in, Judy Kindren, Deb, and here's today's guest.
Yes, so let me introduce you to Lila. This is Lila Owen. She is, when did we meet?
Oh my gosh, let me see. Lacey is, what did when Thomas is what, 38?
And
37. He's 37.
so 37 years ago?
Yes. Because I moved in that house when Thomas was born.
What?
Huh.
So we met 37 years ago, which I don't know how that's possible. She might have met me 37 years ago. I met her 20 years ago. 37 years ago. That is crazy.
It's nuts, isn't it?
It is so nuts. Anyway, we haven't seen each other in 25 years, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been that long.
Yeah, 25, 26 years. Yeah. Yeah, we lived in the same neighborhood. We were kind of catty corner in our neighborhood, and our kids all played together. They walked to school together. We had our girl. We were both pregnant. She has 4 boys, and then her youngest is a girl. And I had Blake and Brody and Haley, and then had a girl.
And all our kids had to walk to school together.
Yes.
To take care of Haley and Lacey.
Yes, because they were the babies and the princesses.
Yep.
And yeah. So, and then I got a divorce and I moved out of that neighborhood, and that was pretty much it. We've kind of like on Facebook and stuff,
but because my husband was in the military, so we went out of country.
Yeah. So she surprised me. I saw her name come through as a sign up, and I reached out to her. I was like, Lila, what are you doing? First of all, I am so excited that you're going to come paint with me in house at my table, a seat at the table, but I have nothing to teach you. Let me tell you why. She is she's recently retired. She's going to call it her sabbatical. She's on sabbatical from teaching art for 34 years. She's always been an art teacher, an amazing art teacher. She's let's not even call her an art teacher. She's an amazing artist, just an artist. I've seen her work. Years ago, I've always wanted to be an artist. Way back then, I was so busy being mama, and I hadn't tapped into it prior to that, and I knew it was in me, and I just was so intrigued by her work. And then she taught these art camps and in our neighborhood before camps were even popular. She did them in her garage, and they were highly successful, and she would do them in the summer, and just amazing. So anyway, she's here. Like, she's won, what were the awards you said you won here in town? What are they called?
The Texas Cavalier.
Texas Cavalier. What's the...
River Parade Award.
River Parade Award. So 12 years out of 20, she has won those awards. So yeah, she's at my table, so I can teach you how to paint sunflowers on denim. So I'm a little nervous. No, I'm not. I'm not. She's very interested actually in doing something with her art in some sort of form of teaching, especially children, continuing on maybe somehow on her own and offering some sort of classes or camps like that of today. And so she thought maybe this would be a good idea just to kind of see how things are run and how we do it. So welcome. I am so thankful for you for being here as well. I know that a lot of you would love to be here. I would love to have you here in my home. And I just appreciate you so much. People have signed up from all over. We had great success, you guys. I think by the time we started class We had 82 people sign up. I mean, that is an amazing, I am so, so, so honored. And I hope that you will find a lot of value in this class. And the sunflowers are actually the easiest flower, which is why we're doing it tonight. It's the easiest one. It has very little shading. It's really just a fun, kind of a sloppy flower. So I think it's a really good one to start out with. But I know that a lot of you can draw a sunflower or paint a sunflower, but you've never done it on fabric. And I've done a lot of fabric art on pillowcases and clothes and chairs, and there are some ins and outs to it. Oh shoot, you know those little sanding pads, babe, that are in the bottom drawer on the right? Will you go grab one of those sanding pads for me? Thank you. Or two. You can get two of them.
Thick ones?
They're real thin little sheets. You'll see them, the little sanding sheets. Anyway, there's some tips and tricks that I hope that I can take you through. Also, for those of you who have taken my denim classes before, I think I've had 2 others. This one's a little bit different. I've tried to make every class that I offer have its own angle. The very first denim painting class that I did, how was that one different? I'm trying to remember. But the last one that I taught, and I taught sunflowers, we used a ton of water, and it was more an organic look. It was more like, let's saturate the fabric and then just sort of touch some paint onto it and let it go where it wants, let it find its own way, and legs work through the fabric fibers. Thank you, babe. And then we draw art on top of that. We sort of follow where the paint went, and then we make something from that. That was what that was about. It's a very freestyle. If you're interested in that, you can take that tutorial is still available on my website. I think it's like $20 or something like that. You can take that. Tonight is going to be more coloring inside the lines and more elevating your art. So let's keep things from looking flat. And let me see if I can help you to understand this. If you see people online, because we're all online a lot, right? And we're scrolling. And there's no judgment here. I am proud of anyone who is willing to put a brush and paint and try something, or a crayon, or a pastel, or whatever it is. Do it. I'm proud of you for doing that. And then especially for posting it online. That takes guts. It leaves you completely open for whatever anyone wants to say, right? But you can sometimes look at their art and it's very flat. It almost appears flat. I don't mean that ugly, but it has a very flat appearance.
Two-dimensional.
It's just two-dimensional. So the twist of this class is where last time was more watercolor effect. This one is just elevating it and giving it the appearances of it as if it is lifting itself up off of the fabric. So like, for example, these are Lana. Lana actually, I think Lana signed up for this class. These are her overalls right here. Oops. And these are the poppies. So if you look at these poppies, you see that they've got shadows and shading. They're still very simple and easy, but they look like they're almost glowing, right? They have sort of like a light to them. That's what we want to go for this time with these, and especially these and the anemones that we're going to do on Saturday as well. Now, I have a microphone on. I hope you guys can hear me. You might not be able to hear Lila or Matt as well, but you should be able to hear me. So these are the poppies. We're doing those tomorrow night, and this is just done by adding, we started out with a flat poppy, and then we add highlights and we add shadows to it. It's just that simple. And you can even make areas look like right here. It sort of looks like this has got an inner and an outer part to this petal, and it's just done by adding your shadows in the right place and your highlights in the right place. Okay, so that is how this class differs a little bit. So now I also want to talk to you about your denim itself. So that's what you can expect from the class. Now let's talk about denim. Watch me do this also. We're going to do this. This is what I do inside my pant legs. This is just parchment paper. It's just parchment paper. And I also, sometimes I'll have rolls of plastic, and you can just stick a roll of plastic. You can use a trash bag. Just fold a trash bag up and just stuff it up the pipe of the leg. If you're working on, because you don't want it to go through to the other side of your overalls. I do jeans as well. I have someone sending me a couple of pair of jeans right now, and they're white, and I don't want to get paint on the other white side of her jeans, so I'll be stuffing her leg as well. Same thing if you do a denim jacket. Sometimes you want to have it buttoned in the front so that you get a nice flat look, you want to make sure you protect that inner part of it. Lila is doing a denim shirt tonight, and she will obviously going to give her. Are you going to do one side or both sides? Just open it up and put it in there. Yeah. Okay. So she's going to put that inside her shirt. Now, I want to talk to you about denim. These overalls right here are from the Gap. I love the Gap's overalls because they paint really, really well. The denim is, by the way, we will not have this talk that I'm having with you every night. Tomorrow and the next, and this is the easier flower, so it's a lot easier to have this talk tonight. But the next 2 nights, we're going to jump right in and just start painting because there's a little bit more instruction on the actual painting process.
There's a couple of comments when you have a second.
Okay, yes.
Nice to have you at the table, Layla. It's from Let It Flow Paint Party. Mary Lynn said she's in good hands with you, Tracy, but Susie said some of the crew is on the other Facebook page.
On the other Facebook page?
Do they mean, Susie, are you talking about her personal Facebook page?
Or Tracy's Fancy?
Maybe.
I have.
There's 26 people signed on, and there's 80 that signed up, or 83.
But a lot of them signed up knowing that they would be watching the replay because they weren't available.
Okay.
Can I use your phone, Matt? Will you sign in to? Can I sign into my Facebook from there? I have someone. One of my my business manager, actually, my online business manager, is available and is watching emails and the group to see if people are asking questions, or emails and also Messenger to see if anyone is lost. So if anyone is looking around and you see that someone's lost, can you help guide them to the group? And who said that? Susie?
Susie Colwell.
And Susie, if you can just let me know where you mean they are, that would be awesome.
Joe Satan says hi. Juana's on. Hi, everybody. Vicky.
I can't remember how I sign you out, babe.
Yes, let's elevate. Maria Lynn says she can hear all of us.
Oh, good. Good. That's good.
Creative.
Oh, they're in Curiously Creative?
I guess so.
Oh, I
no,
see.
How to paint denim.
Yeah, I see.
3-day floral series.
Okay, hold on. Let me just do something real quick, you guys. Groups. Your groups. Anya, approve. Okay, we got those people in, and then I need to just send a link over to that other place. If y'all will just bear with me, I don't want to start with if there's someone trying to find their way in. Copy link. All right, so now what he's talking about, or what she's talking about, is one of my private groups, Curiously Creative, where it's my crafty group where we do crafts. There are people in there, they are confused, they're thinking that the class is taking place over there.
Keep it all straight.
Here you go, Vicky. Here's a link, paste, go.
It's amazing.
We'll see if that helps her. Is there anyone else over here looking? We'll see. I think that's good.
Vicky said she had to go to my groups and search paint denim, and it popped up.
Okay. Is Kim over here? Kim, have you seen Kim Wold, W-O-L-D? Have you seen Kim Wold?
Nope.
Kim Wold? No?
Not yet. There's 30 on now.
Okay. Yeah, let a couple more in. Okay. We're just going to I'll just check that again here in a minute. Let me get back to that group.
Rita made it in.
Yay. Awesome.
They may need to refresh if they were waiting for you, says Magda.
Oh, yay. Vicky made her way over. Yay. Okay. Got someone else in.
Getting kicked off. Is that just you? Is that just her?
I don't think is anyone else having that issue? Okay. So I'm going to move on. Sandy, if you want to, I don't know why you're getting kicked off. That's really weird, but I don't think we're having any internet issues. I'm going to talk to you about the denim before we get started. So the Gap denim is really cool. What I like about it is it doesn't have stretch to it. So it's like officially denim, right? It's like hardy. It's kind of thick, has a lot of heavy bodied denim to it. Now you can paint on the other as well, but I want to show you the difference in denims that I ordered. So this is Gap. Let me turn it inside out so you can see a leg. Okay. So that's Gap. And then I ordered some on, oh nope, that's Mint Michelle. So I ordered some on Amazon thinking I would do these, and this is what they look like. And they're they're super, super stretchy, like they have a lot of, I guess that's Lycra. Is it Lycra that's in them? So you can still paint it. It's fine. You can still paint it, but it doesn't feel as much like a canvas when you are painting on it. Right. So when you paint on denim, it's more like painting on stretched canvas, whereas when you paint on the stretchy stuff, it's not. But our fix for this is we always lay down a base coat of chalk paint, and chalk paint dries and feels sort of like a canvas. So that's our fix. Yes.
Monk says we keep blipping on your voice. Audio's cutting in and out.
Oh.
What's up with that?
I don't know. I may have to go without the microphone. I think we had that issue once before. Maybe I'm moving too much.
I'm going to have to move the tripod around a lot today, so camera work's going to be a little shaky.
This is another one from Amazon. It's dark and it's nice and stiff, so this one feels good. This is a good one. And this is about the color that you have, right? Okay, and then these are the overalls that I was sent by Mint by Michelle. She has a business on Facebook, and she's from Australia, and she sent me two. She's carrying these now in her store, and she wanted me, because I wear overalls all the time, so she sent me 2 pair, and they do not have any stretch in them either. So I'm going to paint this pair tonight. I think I'm going to save the dark pair for the poppies for tomorrow, because I think that'll look really good. Okay, so we're going to move these aside. And y'all let me know if the sound keeps blipping in and out.
Everybody else says their sound is good.
Theirs is good? Okay, if it does, I can take my microphone off, but then I get tired because I have to yell. I have to use that diaphragm a lot. Okay. Let me see. Right leg, left leg. I'm trying to decide what leg. All right, these are kind of big, so I'm going to kind of get set up here. If you are going to paint along with me, what you want to do is lay out your denim if you've already got it laid out. You want it to be nice and flat. You want to make sure you put something on the inside so it is protected. And I'm going to do that right now. Just going to stuff my leg here with a little bit of, Matt, do you see the scissors? Bring me some scissors.
I don't see any, but
So, Lila, do you, I know that out of all those years of teaching, do you have like a period of time when you do florals, like where you just focus on florals?
Definitely, and the way you were teaching, and I just taught that at Southwest School of Art.
This summer?
Yeah, I did sugar skulls and roses.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
How fun.
And the roses, doing the spiral and the bud and round, and I told them each petal had to have 2 colors because there's a dark side and a light side.
Yes,
So
yes.
for each individual, it's kind of like what you were saying, that, it always, and I'd always tell my students, nature always has 2 colors.
Right. That's
It'll
right.
always be light and always be dark.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like you can put the red and orange together. The red would be darker than the orange.
Uh-huh.
The orange would be yellow.
And even if you don't understand, I feel like even if you don't understand how to make the light and the dark, just having variations instead of just one flat color is, it kind of takes you up a level, right?
It does. And a lot of kids could relate to that. And then you could always go back with the shading on top of that.
Yeah. Just being brave enough to either double load your brush or painting one color, which is what we're going to do tonight. Just paint one color and then go back and play on top of that.
I just haven't ever painted on fabric before, so I'm excited.
You're going to have so much fun with this. I think you might get a little bit addicted. I'm imagining that and I'm imagining you too, that you're going to do this and it is a little bit addicting, and you are going to like have a little card table set out in front of your TV and you're going to be painting. While you're, at night.
Get painted art.
Yes, exactly. But think about this, y'all. So you can paint, maybe you don't want to wear painted overalls, maybe you don't want to wear painted jeans, or maybe your family won't, but you can do the same thing on canvas bags. Whatever I teach you tonight, even any of these floral series, we're going to do them individually with long stems because I'm doing them down a pant leg, but you can make them into clusters or bouquets, or don't even have stems on them at all. And I picked this board up. I wanted to share this with y'all. I picked this board up today at Hobby Lobby. I went to Hobby Lobby to get some new brushes. And this pizza board, which they usually hang like this on the wall, right? And people hang them in or they do like a cluster of them on the walls, whatever. These are great to paint on. Do you know how much this board was? $7. That's amazing, right? It's amazing. It was on sale. It was regularly $20, and I got it for $7. So that is, I think, so think about, you can paint on the raw wood, or you could paint the board a different color and then paint your florals on it that you're learning tonight. Those can be gifts for people. I don't know. I just think that the options are unlimited, if you think about it. All right, so do we have any other questions? I'm going to check.
No questions so far.
We're about, in a minute, I'm on Matt's phone. In a minute, Matt is going to bring the phone over, and we're going to go into an overhead, so then you're going to go into where we start drawing. Now, I am not, we got a new member request. Hold on. Let me see who this is. Kimberly, there she is. Yay. Okay, cool.
Rita is watching tonight and painting tomorrow.
Awesome.
Juana says where? I don't know what she's talking about.
We usually...
Rita said, where did you get the pizza board? I guess that's
at Hobby Lobby. At Hobby Lobby. I don't usually encourage people to paint along with me. I usually encourage them to watch, take notes, ask questions, just be engaged, and then go back and paint later. But I felt like with these simple drawings that it would be fun to just let you sort of go as I go and do it as I do it. So we need to get our paint out. So I picked up just these little palettes like this because I wanted everything to be nice and clean. So for me and you and Gail over there. So we are going to start out. We're going to go ahead and get our paint ready. Actually, let's not. Let's draw. You're going to start out with chalk. And Matt, you ready?
You want to move it?
Yep, let's move it. Kim, welcome, Kim. I see that you made your way over. Matt is getting us set up. Oh, there's another one. Is there another one? No. Yep, there is. Nope, they're gone. Awesome. Okay, so... And
That didn't work very well.
I'm going to go like this.
It's covering the lamps there.
Is that good?
Yeah, I think so.
Can y'all see pretty good? We're using my little Canva overhead thing. Yeah, this right here. I think that's good. So if I go from up here to down here, can they see down here? Yeah, they can. Oh, yay, they can see. Maria said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Deb, you had it plugged in the bedroom. I'm going to go grab it. All right, so let's get started, folks. Let's draw. Now, I did print out an up-close shot of, the denim pant, the denim overall that I did before, because I figured you guys are going to want it to look the same. These look very different from the flowers that I did before. This is actually a screenshot from a video. So the thing about sunflowers is like I said, they're sort of I call them a sloppy flower,
They
but
are.
they're kind of a messy flower.
Very messy.
Yeah, sometimes they're hanging, sometimes they're bright and open, sometimes they're sort of like still cut together. Sometimes their petals are like all kind of, they're very free. It's a very free flower. And you can paint these very free form and it can be a lot of fun. But tonight we're going to actually draw. And I'm just going to emulate exactly what I drew there. And excuse me just a second while I get Matt on to Facebook. What we're going to do. Hold on. Where are my groups? Here they are. Here we go. Should have done this before, babe. Not you, me. All right, good luck with finding comments because maybe these are running here. I don't know why I can't get that to go away, but.
What if we did it on my phone?
Your phone's right here. All right, here you go. Now, I had it on live chat. Looks like they're pretty good. Yay, Kim is in. So see here, I'm not sure if that's the most recent comment. Let me look. They're over here on the side. Yes, it is. Awesome, it's keeping up. If for some reason it doesn't, I just would go back up in here and I just kept hitting refresh and
What'd you do? Just go to the
up in here.
line and hit enter?
And then refresh. But then it does this. You have to hit the bar. Oh, no, sorry. Goodness. Oh, Malanta. There we go. Oh my gosh. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, just leave it like that. Okay. All right, so pull out your chalk. You're going to start with your chalk. And it's in your little heart.
Oh.
In my child's elementary school art. Do you see that?
Yes.
That. Let me show them. And what do you call them? What'd you call it?
Pitch pot.
Pitch pot. So this one says sleep. Oops, and it has a heart inside it. This was from Zadie Bellion. I don't know what else that means. And I have another one. Matt, will you hand me that one? I think that one's also from Zadie. I think. And yep, Zadie. And then this one is old. It's from Haley, who's 34. And it says HJ. And then I have one from Blake and Brody too, but I don't know why they didn't get kept in this little cluster. But yeah, there's your little pitch pot.
Fun.
Why do you call them a pitch pot?
Pinch pot because you start with a ball, you put your thumb in, and then you go.
Oh, pinch with an N. Pinch pot.
Pinch pot.
Well, your chalk was in your pinch pot.
Thank you.
All right, so we are going to start with a piece of chalk, and we're going to start with the tallest flower first. So I'm going to do this flower right here. And if you notice, when you're looking at, I'm going to make sure they can see. Are you looking to see if we can see, babe? If you notice, we didn't do one that's completely perfect because I just don't think that they always look completely perfect. So I'm going to start out with just a round center. Just going to make a round center. And then the leaves, we're just going to go up. They go up. They make kind of a point. And they actually honestly hit kind of at a point too. They have a point at the bottom right where they touch and out. So you're just going to do like this. And you can do this evenly. You can make yours completely open if you want to. But I like to kind of make mine a little bit more free.
If they don't have chalk, is there something else they can use?
Oh.
Doesn't have chalk.
Yeah, you can use, do you have, what else should I have her use on denim? A pencil really won't show up.
A crayon, a white crayon.
A white crayon.
A pencil will show up. I mean, you could use a pencil.
Yeah. You should be able to use a pencil. I mean, you could just go straight to your Sharpie because we're going to Sharpie here in a minute. But that might make you kind of nervous. Now notice mine are going to be quite a bit bigger than this one here, but I wanted to do like a really oversized. So we're just going to keep layering just like this and kind of make it where it hits here and comes off. And you can make them go in front if you want. And if you notice, like this one right here, I have it kind of come up and over and out and over. There's an open space, so you can do that as well if you want to. So it's just going to kind of come out and over. It's kind of messy. See that? So I want you just to be free. Don't overthink it. Don't try to make it perfect. I've taught this at my retreat a couple of times now, I think, and people do really well with the sunflowers.
Kathy said a pastel pencil or fabric marker would work too.
I think markers make people kind of nervous when they're not comfortable with the drawing, but and I made mine kind of fat. I usually like mine to be a little bit skinnier and have more of them. And the beauty about the chalk is you can just go in and change it. And it is called a sunflower for a reason. First of all, they love the sun, but also they're kind of shaped like the sun. And the thing that I feel like makes them very definitive is making this really tight point down on the bottom here. But we can do that with the marker. You can do it with your chalk, but when we go back here in a minute and do it with our marker, do I want another one over there? I think we're good. I think that's good. I'm probably going to only do 2 on this leg since I made this one so big. All right, so big. Okay, so now I'm going to move down. This one I did sort of like a little bud up here, but I'm going to move down and do this crazy little girl over here. And I'm going to put her kind of about right here, I think. So if my phone wasn't up here, we would look in on, actually I am going to look in on Lila. Would y'all like to look in on Lila's?
Victoria says use a piece of sheetrock in case you want to bust a hole in your wall.
Because I have sheetrock just laying around.
If I could take a rock, just a piece of limestone.
Yeah.
So here's Lila's sunflower. That's her first one. It looks really good. Looks great. And mine is a little bit more like Phyllis Diller. But see, isn't that cool? That's the beauty of art. Everybody's can be a little bit different. Let me see if I can get this to come down just a smidge. Paint's in the way. All right, how's that? Oh, cool, I can see comments up here too. Yeah, Lori, doesn't it? It does look like Phyllis Diller. I agree. I'm gonna put that on there. That'll help. Are those chickens, the chickens that have the crazy hair on the top of their head? What do you call those chickens? Phyllis Diller chickens?
Yeah. I totally forgot about Phyllis Diller.
You did? What was she on? Was that Laugh-In or?
Yeah.
She also was in that Hollywood Squares game show.
Yes,
Wasn't
yes,
it called
that's
Hollywood
where I
Squares?
remember.
Yeah, Hollywood Squares.
Yeah.
Big old glasses.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think she was
Davenport says silkies.
Silkies. That's the chicken.
Oh,
The chickens are called silkies. Okay, so pick another spot, you guys, whatever it is that you're working on, just pick another spot, and you're just going to start with your center again. Just start with your center. And just be free with it. You can let your leaves overlap, the flower next to it. That actually makes it look a little bit more believable and real if you do that. So Lila, you know when I was talking about, I love that you're here and I get to ask these art questions that I know nothing about. When I was talking about the water and the paint, does that have a name, like whatever that style is?
I think of it more like watercolor is what you
So it's just like watercolor? Yeah, that's what I called it.
The water down and find the flower. I always find the flower in the water. Find it after.
That was a fun class too. And you don't have to do any highlighting or show. You can go in and embellish on top of that. You know what else I really loved? I took one year of art in school, and it was in junior high. I did this my stepdad still has it in Michigan in his house. It's a framed art. I won like some contest with it. But it's a cowboy, and it was made from tissue paper, but you put down and get wet, and then you lift and you see what you can see.
Yeah.
What does that have a name?
Yeah, that's just wet on wet tissue paper.
Wet on wet. That was cool. I liked that too.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna show me
I was
something.
going to show the flowers at my kids, and they were like 8 and 10-year-olds.
Wow. I do want to see that.
But it was, they drew with the Sharpie flowers and did the watercolor on top. Kind of their same concept.
Susie's asking how you do a side flower.
We can do a side flower over here if you want to. Okay, so we've got a couple that are kind of straight on, and then we'll do a side flower over here. We'll do it outward facing. So it's kind of the same concept as this flower right here, if you see this, but it's just basically like this and larger. So I'm turning this for you so you can see. Okay, yeah, let me see, and I can show them.
I'm sorry, I have one picture, but like these were
What?
8-year-olds and 10-year-olds.
Look, you guys. Can I zoom in on this? Look at that. 8 and 10.
That was their sunflower. They had trouble overlapping, but as long as they had 2 colors, and that's the rose.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Lila. Can you see that real good, Matt?
Yeah,
Oh, there's a
that's pretty
sugar
good.
skull.
You can raise it up a little bit closer to the phone.
So this one's my fave.
Yeah.
Those are really good for that age group.
Right?
And that was then they did the watercolor on top, but I told them everything had to have 2 colors.
Yeah.
You have a light side, a dark
Yeah.
side.
How fun. Oh my gosh, that would be so pretty on overalls, right? So cute. I love, look at that rose, y'all.
There's another one that was really,
Very cool.
they all were. But, yeah, but they got the same thing, same concept of.
Oh, look at it. Let me show y'all the wall where they're all hanging. Look, can y'all see? Can they see that?
This was my favorite sugar skull. Okay, isn't that cool? And then see how they did the roses on top.
Wow.
Oh, that is cool.
Wow. I love that. I love that. That is awesome. Okay, we're gonna do a sideways sunflower at Susie's request. We're gonna do one just kind of over here. So basically you want to make sure when they're like this, you don't see their green that's behind them. If you turn a sunflower around, by the way, guys, I went to H-E-B today, my grocery store, to get sunflowers, and they have none. None. And they said, we won't be getting any more. I'm like, every day I come in here and I see all these beautiful sunflowers, and I need them today, and you don't have them. I wanted to actually study the sunflower and turn it. Matt, will you go get one of the ones that's over there in that teapot? Maybe just one that looks not like a daisy, but looks like a sunflower. I bought miniature ones, but to me they look like a sunflower and a daisy had a baby.
I don't know what daisy is.
Maybe the middle one there in the middle. Yeah. So if you turn it around, it has a green, like a pot, like a pod or something that's kind of on the back side of it, and then all the little things, green leaves, sprout off of the back of it. So this is called a miniature sunflower. And you can see the center that we're going to do. So see, kind of the same. And then all these are just short and fat.
That looks fake on camera.
Does it?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's real. Okay, but look here. So turn this over, and this is what is on the back side. So this one here is like the view from this, right? So that's kind of what we're going for. So let's use this instead of this, and let's just draw one that's sideways. We'll just set this right here like this, and let's draw one. So we're going to put it right here. Can they see that?
Yep.
Still? Okay. So we're going to start out with some greenery, but remember ours are bigger. The yellow things are bigger. So we're going to start out with the green that's going to kind of go like this. It's sort of like a cup or a bowl. I would see it kind of like a little bowl. But then it's got all these little wispy things that come off of the side of it, which basically look like the sunflower leaves, but they're green. They're the same shape. Huh?
Sorry. I was just going to say Melissa List made it. She's late for the party.
Yay, Melissa. I'm glad you're here, hon.
And Sandy has 5 acres of sunflowers right now.
Oh, Sandy. Oh my gosh. I couldn't even get one stinking sunflower and you've got 5 acres. I need a video. All right. So that's the green part, guys. That's the green part. Now I made this like a bowl, but if you look at it, it actually comes, the bowl sits like that, but then the stem comes into it. So we got to kind of go out to the stem like this. And then it kind of curves down. We haven't done any stems yet, but that's what we're doing here, okay? So that's our side. Now that's just the green. So now let's put some yellow in there and let's just make them bigger. Okay, just bigger. And it's gonna hit the side of the pants. I'm just gonna let it stop here. And you're not gonna have any brown center on this one. Just going to have the yellow. Mine are kind of big. That was a little crazy. See what I just did there? You just kind of rub it out with the chalk. So that is the side sunflower. Does that show well?
Yeah.
Y'all need that still, or are we good?
That's good.
All right, here, baby. Will you go put him back in the... Well, let's leave it. We may refer back to that. Okay, so now let's do our stems. So we did the stem. This already looks really good. I'm going to bring it down a little further than what you can see here because I've got a distressed part on these jeans, but I'm going to do it a little further down.
Victoria, Rita, and Townsend Creations all love that.
Yay, I'm so glad. And you can go back and sort of make it a little stronger if you want. Now I'm going to go up here and my stem, I'm just picking the center because the stems are usually really straight unless they're bent at the top. So I'm just, and then skipping and then continuing the stem on down here, just like that. And then same thing over here, bringing the stem down, just like that. Let's check in on Lila. Lila, how's it going?
I've got a straight stem and some crooked stems.
All right, let's see.
I never can get mine to stand up straight.
Wow, I love your side view one.
Yeah.
It's like side upward.
Right. It's trying to reach. This one's coming over.
Yeah, I like
it's the only
it.
one that's reaching the sun.
I like. All right. Okay. So I like this overhead thing. It was worth the money. I bought it months ago and haven't used it yet. Okay, and this is weighted, Lila. If you ever need something like this, it's weighted. But to get it this far over, I still had to add the paint jar. But it's super heavy, so it keeps it from falling over. And I mean, it really like. So what? Hang on, guys. I'm going to move y'all. Look, it spins. So the view,
Really cool.
right? And then this. I mean, it's so easy to move. It's really easy to move. Okay, enough about that. Okay, so now. We didn't do the leaves. So sunflower leaves are huge. They're really big, really, really big. And a lot of times people don't even draw them at all. But I like to draw them. And this is I just kind of do them like this. So I call them jigs, little jigs. They got little jigs. So I usually, let's do one over here. Let's make sure y'all can see. Yes. I'm going to do it over here. Tell me, what is your holder? Rita, I will show you. It's called Canva. Sorry. So it's got a magnet on it. And if you don't have a case on your phone, it will magnetize to your phone. But I have a magnetized case. So I just set it on this magnet and y'all are actually viewing through the hole down in. There's Matt. There's the lights. There's the setup. Anyway, it has all these, like this swivels, this thing will swivel. It's on spring-loaded arm. And then this base is weighted. It comes with a weighted base. And it's real, like super smooth, easy to use. And you can lock it in too if you want. So, okay, that's that. It's called Canva. C-A-M-V-A. That doesn't seem quite right. Okay.
To your, yeah.
All right.
Good.
Okay. All right, so leaves, they're big. I like to make them big, so I'm going to use this open space over here for a leaf, and I just go up and I bring it kind of down, and then I do my little jig. I just go boom, 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 like that.
You have to make the noise.
Yeah,
Yes.
you got to make the noise.
Always make the noise.
And then the same thing here, but we're going to come out this way a little bit. So you start up here, but you're going to come out and you're going to go towards it and then boom, 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 like that. That's how I do it. And then I do like a little center line. It's that simple. And honestly, on this one, I probably don't really have room for another leaf here. So I think I'm probably just going to have one leaf, which is all I need to teach y'all to paint for you. So we're good. That's it. All right. What's next? Y'all ask any questions that you want. We're going to move on to put your chalk in your pitch pot. I had no idea that's what that was called. Pinch pot.
They did a good job, too.
We're going to move on to our Sharpie here in a second. Taking a little spritzer break.
Alcohol free.
It is alcohol free.
If you're wondering.
I'm on a 1 month no alcohol. It's going really well.
Me too. Starting today.
Yeah. Did not start yesterday. Okay. Can they see all the way up to here, babe? On the screen?
Yes.
Yay?
Yes.
Awesome. This is beautiful. All right. So next you want to get out your Sharpie. This is basically what your kids did at school. Except then they did watercolor. But and we're going to use a lot of water too.
Yeah.
But not as much as my actual like watercolor version. Because the watercolor version, I don't do Sharpie first.
Right.
And so it's just sort of like wherever it goes, and then we Sharpie into it.
Is there
So
a dark spot or is that?
yeah,
Wet?
it's wet.
Oh.
Where it's about to all be wet. It's from the flour. Okay, so now you want to take your Sharpie and you want to just follow your line. And this can be very free. Now, what I want you to watch though is see how this overlapped. So pick which one you want to be the overlap. So I'm going to let this one be the one that's in front. Does that make sense? And this is where you want to kind of make sure you make your point on your sunflower. They do have a very, even this small one has, I mean, they come to a very definitive point. I don't know if y'all can see that.
It reminds me of.
It's sharp even. It's got a very, very tight point. So look at these. Look at the green ones. Can you see those really well? You can see them because they're green. The yellow is almost that pointed. That reminds you of what, babe?
Like a Tim Burton movie with those pointed, remember Coraline? Was that Tim Burton?
Yes. Yes. Love Coraline. Oh my gosh, we must have seen that show 5,000 times.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever seen Coraline? Have you seen it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Zadie always liked those kind of dark and weird movies.
So does Lacey.
So weird.
I know.
So she loved it.
It's a dark movies.
It would have creeped me out as a kid.
And then we're going to do the same thing here. Now, I don't make like a hard line with this. I kind of do like a squiggle. It doesn't matter. We're going to cover it with paint anyway, but that's that. The reason you have to do this now, y'all, is because we're going to use a lot of water, and the second water touches this, it's gone. You lose your chalk line instantly. It will, like if I just lick my finger, okay, I won't lick my finger, but I'll put my finger in the pot here, and I put that, it's gone. That chalk line is completely gone. When that dries, it won't be there. So if you forget to do your Sharpie and then all of a sudden we start adding a lot of water, you're going to have lost your art. And I'm telling you this from experience. Because how many times have I done this? And I've still, sometimes I'll forget my Sharpie and I'm like, oh, I'm ready to paint my sunflowers. And then I start to paint and I spray it and I'm like, oh crap. Like as soon as you spray, it's gone.
Kathy's asking, is that just a regular Sharpie?
Yes, it's on the, we had a supply list in the group and this is, a Sharpie was on there. So this is just a regular Sharpie. Now this right here is this is a Sharpie paint pen, an oil-based paint pen. It says paint pinture on the side. This is just a basic fine point Sharpie and I use these in so much of my art. a lot.
I go through a ton of Sharpies.
Oh my gosh, I have a whole drawer full.
I know. They're everywhere in the house.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a Sharpie on hand all the time.
It is. That and a pair of scissors.
Yeah. No, scissors we can't keep because Zadie takes the scissors everywhere.
She does, right?
Yeah, it's like she eats scissors. All right. My Phyllis Diller sunflowers are just coming along. They, see them start to come to life, y'all, and we're going to do something next that's going to really make them come to life, and it's just, y'all are going to get so excited. So honestly, y'all, I know I really didn't believe that we would have this many people sign up for this class. Tell me what it is. Like what, I want to know what is it about this that made you want to take this class? I would love, I know I can't see your answers right now. Maybe Matt will read me some.
I'll read them.
But I really want to know. Was it because it was versatile? Was it because of denim? Was it because of the flowers? Was it because I'm just fun? What was it?
Vicky said, I love flowers. Vicky Sylvester Keller.
Yes. Vicky, I love you. So glad you're here, hon.
All of the above, Townsend Creation said. Flowers and you're fun.
Aw.
Said Juana.
Oh, Juan, I love you, hon.
Liz says all the above.
Hi, Liz.
So fun. Judy Byerly, or that's not Byerly, that's Ryle. Something different to paint, and you're a great teacher.
Oh, thank you, Judy.
Flowers and your bubbly personality. I can't scroll up on these.
I know, I told you, it's weird, right?
Kim says she's getting bored with other crafters, and then her comment just went away.
Aw.
Cindy Sheffield says, so I can have a class with my Dixie Belle booth. People have a high interest in this.
Yes, okay, that is. They really do. And that is great. If you do have like a booth or a shop, this is, you know, you can kind of dumb this down a little bit, make it simpler and smaller. You don't have to do like a huge thing like this. It would be a great class.
Rita says, I'm excited and have been doing sunflowers for my first subscription craft box coming out in September.
Oh, yes. That's awesome, Rita.
Lori
Congrats
Davenport
to you for that.
says, I'm considering starting an art craft business again after 20-year hiatus and need new ideas.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Sonia Osborne said, are you adding your infamous bug on here?
I need to add my infamous bug. Did you happen to see that, Lila? The video, I went live. Cicada was in my small hairs in the back of my neck while I'm driving down Thousand Oaks Curvy Road, right by the Thousand Oaks Racket Club, at 55 miles an hour with no median, cars coming the opposite direction.
Oh my gosh.
And I could feel like, I thought it was a tag, like my shirt tag. And then when I reached back, it went.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, ah! So I looked, it was right here on my seat. And I was like, ah, and I like hit it, and then it's that singing noise in my car. I thought I was going to die. I really thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I had so much adrenaline. It was awful. I had to pull off, and then I couldn't find it. Anyway, it's a whole nother story. No, I'm not going to put a cicada bug on here.
Sandy says, I knew you would make it easy. I love the way you teach. Lucy says...
Oh, is that Sandy? What's Sandy's last name?
I would watch you paint rocks. You're so fun to watch.
Who said that?
Lucy Hargis.
Lucy, I love you.
Liz
What was
says-
Sandy's last name?
I can't see it
Aw.
anymore.
Sandy, speak again. I want to know which Sandy I'm talking to.
Victoria, they're moving so fast.
Okay.
All I need to know about flowers, and you are my art shepherd.
Oh, I love it. I love it just like this.
You're fun, and my granddaughter wants jeans that have been painted.
Oh, that's what Lila's doing. That's
That's
for
what
her.
I'm doing,
She's
yeah.
doing it for her
I
granddaughter.
think all the granddaughters are going to get painted.
Yeah. Okay, so I am done with my Sharpie part, and we are going to start painting. So we're going to load up our trays. I'm going to show you real quick how Lila is coming along with her Sharpie. It's looking good. It's already coming to life. It really does. It's amazing how different it already looks just with a little bit of marker on there. Look at that, you guys. Sandy of Leah and Sandy. It is Sandy. I can see your name now, hon. I'm looking at the phone. from best camp ever. Lila, I want Lila to come to our next art camp, our next art retreat.
I was on the waiting list. I didn't get in, but I didn't see it in time. So I have to get
know.
mine.
Okay, I'll just text you.
Yes.
Okay.
Victoria says it looks good like that.
It does.
I love the black and white and blue.
Yeah, so something that you can do, you guys, and we're about to start on the background, is if you like a super neutral look, which the Saturday night's class is the anemones, and that was really popular online. It went viral, very viral. And I believe it's because it was super neutral. But you can bleach your denim as well. So you want to make sure that you use a plastic or something. Parchment paper is probably best. I think the bleach would eat through the plastic. But you can, before you put your art on here even, you can bleach out if you want. But you can also paint with bleach on denim. It's very cool. So you just mix a little bit of bleach and water. Don't do it straight, but a little bit of bleach and water, and you can just use brush. You can use Q-tips to do it, and it will just bleach out. And it'll give a little bit of a watercolor effect too, because it'll follow out the fibers. But it's very, very, very cool. So that's something you might want to consider as well. Make sure you're working outside though or something, because it gets really fumy. I did some overalls before and it gets really fumy.
Juana says, I use cardboard. Montez says, would it be possible to send us reference pics of the different flowers that you're going to use? It would be a big help, I believe.
Yes. So I can basically, are you okay? I can take a picture of the poppies, but how about I took these screenshots from a video of all of these. So how about did you even know there's a white anemone? I'd never heard of that.
I didn't know that.
It's so pretty.
I know.
So they have like deep purple and gray in them.
They're
So
gorgeous.
how about I send y'all these? Would that be good, Monta, if I just put those in the group? I'll do that. Okay. All right. So now we're going to load up our trays. We don't have our paint trays loaded yet. So the colors that were on the supply list were 2 different colors of yellow, which is
Says yes, that'd be good.
Okay, good. I've got Daisy and Colonel Mustard, which is just a lighter yellow, a bright yellow, and then a deeper yellow. So Lila, I've got some spoons here. We're just going to spoon some out and leave a little room to add water, because you're gonna want to put some water in. Sorry guys, y'all are just going to get like our shoulders and stuff here for a minute while we load up. And you need very little paint, y'all. Like that is probably enough for sure. And I'll swap you. And my paints are very thick because, you know, I've opened them and used them. So if you're just, that's too much. That's way too much. Too much. You will need a little bit of yellow on your leaves as well, but that's plenty. Babe, do you mind putting lids back on these for me? We are going to start out with the first color we're going to need is the Gulf, which is this color right here. So whatever paint you're using, it's sort of like it's not as blue as a Tiffany blue, but kind of an aqua color, yeah. And this is going to be our background.
Do you have to order that paint online, or do they have it?
They have retailers here. There's one on, well, you don't live over there anymore. I don't know where the retailer that would be closest to you is now. But we have several retailers here in town. We're also going to use, this is Dixie Belle Chalk Mineral Paint. And I prefer a chalk mineral paint. Now, Lila, have you painted acrylic on fabrics ever?
A long time ago, yeah, but had to put a base down first.
Okay,
Yeah,
I just don't know how they hold up. I mean, I have.
They don't hold up.
They don't, like, okay, because I have a lot of people online say they do, and I don't know if they. I just haven't tried it. I need to just try it.
Yeah.
But I just tell people. I mean, people say they do, but I don't know if they do or not. Now, I will use. We will use some acrylics tomorrow night and the next night just to enhance some of the color. But we're going to use a base coat first of chalk mineral paint, and it just absorbs into the fibers really well, and especially with the water, and it just becomes part of the fabric. You're dyeing it basically. So we're also going to use this one here. This is Rusty Nail. Comments. Are there questions or anything, babe?
Nope.
Ooh. Need help. Help me. And let's do coffee bean. This one's been around a while. You don't need much of this at all. And I can't get that evergreen one open. I didn't pre-do this, you guys, because I wasn't sure how long we'd be talking, and so. And this little the little jar of Rusty Nail that I just opened is new, that they've offered now the 4-ounce size paints. So all of these are 16, I'm not sorry, these are 16 ounces, but Dixie Belle started off, they really wanted to get into more of the crafting scene, and this was, I just used your napkin. So this is one of the ways that they could do that, is it's just more affordable, and so they offer this, and it's 4 ounces. So that's helpful. Okay, one more color, and it's this green. I'm just going to use the same thing.
Did you spray the fabric with water?
We're going to. Right now we're just filling our paint palettes. And here's paper towels, Lila, whenever you need them.
It says I have full art fabric paint, but never used it. What is that?
It's by the acrylic paint company, Full Card, I'm assuming. Yeah. But if it's fabric paint, it should be fine.
They make the fabric paint.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Yay, 4 ounces.
Yeah, here, baby. Here's one more. One more. Okay, so we just filled our little trays up. We've got protection underneath. These are the colors that we're going to be using. Just 6 colors. And usually I kind of throw this leg up and out of the way. And now we need our, oh shoot, babe, will you bring me my Jack Daniel's spray bottle? Please, it's out. Oh, actually, yeah, I need that, please. No, I'll use this. I'll use Gail's bottle.
Go Gail.
I'll use Gail's bottle. Can you hand me her bottle? Right there. Thank you. All right. So you just need your spray bottle, and we are going to get everything wet now.
Kim says I've so missed you in your classes. You're such a great teacher.
Kim, I love you. Kim's one of my retreat ladies too. They're so sweet. We had such a good time. Yeah, chalk is gone, right? See that? Chalk is gone. So, isn't it? It's like instant. So it happens that fast. If you forget the Sharpie part, you're kind of done.
I was asking, I have an investor out in California that owns a paint company.
Uh-huh.
And I asked if he had a chalk line, and he goes, yeah. And he goes, why are you asking me that? And I told him what you do.
Talk loud.
Well, his chalk paint is used for grids on the football fields.
Oh.
That was all powder chalk when I was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They painted it.
Yeah. Okay, so now your paint that's in these trays, that's really interesting, babe. It is. No, it really is. So you can take your sprayer and just spray a little bit in. I gave Lila and I just a little bit of water. So we're just going to water this paint down a little bit. Just a nice squirt. What happened? It had a lid on it.
It has a lid on it.
Lila, do you remember Bunko?
Yes.
We used to play Bunko.
Is it a card game?
It's a dice game.
Dice.
We would drink so much on those nights. Oh my gosh.
A lot.
Oh my gosh.
We were away from the kids. We didn't care.
Gosh, those were some good times.
Rita says, where do you do your retreat?
Well, Juana is in the group, and it is at Juana's lovely home. All right, so right now I'm going to stir up my...
Southeast Texas, right?
It's in Brazoria County, Texas. So it's kind of down on the way to Galveston-ish area. So you want this really loose. You want to add it, you don't want it thick at all, I usually just keep spraying it. I don't have any formula like how much. It doesn't matter if it's a little too thick. Even as you start to paint, you're just going to keep adding water to it. So,
One says that's the town name too.
oh, it is the town name too. Brazoria County is the town name.
No, Brazoria.
Oh, Brazoria, Brazoria, Texas. Okay, so I'm going to move my paint here to the side. I'm going to be only using that aqua color for now. And I'm probably going to use this brush right here, which is about a 1-inch flat. And then I've also got a round brush. Do you have a round brush, Lila? You do have a round, don't you? Okay, so this is also, is it called a round, right? I'm terrible with brushes. This is a round.
Right.
So I also like to get my brushes wet. If your brushes are brand new, you might want to get them wet and kind of move them around a little bit because they put some sort of coating on them before you buy them. You can feel it on there. I don't know what that is they put on there.
Rita loves Bunko.
But you can feel it on your
Yeah.
fingers.
Oh, yeah.
She loves Bunko.
Yeah,
All right.
Victoria said I love Bunko so much, we hardly ever finished.
Yes.
So, yeah, we would win money.
Oh, yeah.
So here, there's a lot of water in here. So do you see this? So it's kind of a little bit thicker over here, but there's a little bit of water over here. So I want to put paint on my brush, but I want to offload. I kind of spin and offload my brush on the side of my tray like this. It's still really loaded, but I don't have just it. I don't just have it all bulked up on there. Just kind of spin like that on the side, but it's very wet. Like if I hold my brush up, it's going to drip eventually. So it's pretty wet.
Kimberly says, babe, pass me the Jack Daniels. So you guys hitting the bottle already?
All right, so we're going to start delivering some paint, and we're doing the background only. And it's very wet. Oh, you probably can't see, huh, Lila?
Okay, now I can see.
Yeah, so we're just going to go, you're going to paint everywhere but the flower. What you don't want is this, where you can start to see these lines like that. That means you just really don't have enough water on there. So you want to spray a little bit more. And I'm only using this round brush when I'm going in between the petals. If it were just a flat surface, I would be picking this up and using that. But right now I'm just going to go in here and go in between all of my petals. And what you don't want is for it to look super spotty. Let me give you an example here. If I were to just lay some paint down like right here and then keep going, see how that's like a hard spot there?
Right.
You don't want to leave that. So you want to spray it with some water, and then I just kind of scrub it in with my round brush. I just use my brush, kind of work it into those fibers like this. Okay. And if you keep getting a lot of spots, you may need to add some more water to your pot. And I just use this round brush to get in all of these areas. Now you're not going for super thick. We're just going for a background. That's what we're doing. We're just adding a background. This is going to really make your flower come to life right before your eyes. I always love it when I'm finished with the background. I'm like, hello there. Hello, pretty flowers. And it really depends on your denim. If you've got denim with a lot of lycra in it, the water kind of rolls off of it. This denim here, the water really soaks into. If I can get a really good part here, I want you to come in a little bit closer and I'll let you see what happens when you get like an actual watercolor effect. So let me show you. I'm going to put a lot of water right there. I'm going to put a lot of water on my brush. And watch this. See that? Did you see that water drop down? See how it just goes like it just spreads out? It just kind of spreads. Now it's too thick. The water already left it, but it's just real easy. I'm trying to see what I did here. Is that a petal and a petal? Okay, that's a petal and a petal.
Amy
oh no.
asks, does older denim work best for this?
Older denim does. It does paint really, really well, like an old vintage jacket. It really does. It doesn't have all the fancy, stretchy new fabric. But they all work. I've painted them all. They all work. So I'm going to kind of hustle through this pretty quick.
7:20.
Thank you, babe. We are not going to finish on time.
Never do.
Never finish on time. Yeah, someone asked, when is the class, when is the class over or how long? I said, well, try to keep them at 2 hours. I'm hungry though, babe. Will you go get me some crackers or something? I didn't realize it till I stood up. So I'm standing right now. Maybe some hummus or the plantain chips. Oh yeah, so from here I can look over and see Lila's coming to life. So I'm gonna show you. She hasn't made as much progress, but just this, look at that. Isn't that cool? So if you're painting with me right now, if you would, it's kind of hard when you're looking right at it. When you're too close to your art, it's very important to step away and look at your art from another angle. So right now what I see is probably different than what Lila can see from where she is. But that is cool, right?
I love this color.
Yay, you do? I'm so glad. I love it. It's I have a top 5 and it's in my top 5.
Is this one of your top
Yeah, it's one of my
It's
top
gotta be one of
5s.
my top ones, I can tell.
Yeah.
Looks like moonlight or something behind.
Yeah, it's lit. It's backlit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to move on to this brush because I kind of want to speed this up a little bit.
Love this. The flowers are popping.
Yeah, right?
This says same thing. This makes the flowers pop.
Okay, so now I'm going to start coming in and filling in some larger space. Lila, don't feel rushed because you've got time. And as far as like where do you stop? I just sort of brush it out until it just becomes denim again up here at the top or the bottom. Same thing. So you don't have to have a round brush. I can get up in here between the petals because you're going to overlayer the petals anyway with yellows, and that's going to lay on top of this. But this just keeps it a little more clean. And the more water you have, the more space you can cover at once. And we're using, these are mister bottles, not spray bottles. So they just offer like a really, really light mist. It's very, very little water that they put out. It's very different than, y'all usually see me using that Jack Daniel's bottle. It puts out more water than these mister bottles. So having a mister bottle, if you're a little bit nervous or uncomfortable with how much water you're delivering, is probably better.
Have you ever done one with palm trees?
No. Nope, I haven't. I try to do something someone else isn't doing, and I know right now there's another artist that's doing some palm trees on. She started doing a lot of denim, and she's doing palm trees on denim. I feel like unless I get a custom order for that, I feel like I try to stay in my own lane. Like I hope other artists online stay in their own lane. But they don't always.
I was going to say it would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be, but that's not how it always happens. What did I see? Oh, okay, so I'm going to pick up my round brush here because I'm seeing this space right here is supposed to be a backlit area, even though it looks like a petal. This is actually an in-between. I just want to get color around one whole sunflower so you can see. Okay. And if you do the whole thing and it's really light, see how this is much lighter up here? It's not a big deal. You can just come back in with more paint. until you get it the way you want it. But my tip to you is try to do as few layers as possible and work with as much water as you possibly can. That's going to keep your fabric softer, and you'll have less to sand back, because we are going to sand this back. Now, we may not do it tonight. I'll just show you at what point you're going to do it in, because it's still very wet and you want it to be dry when you do that. Okay, do you see this streakiness right here? This was dry down here, and it left some of the streaks from this. So what you do is you just spray it with a little bit more water, and you just get your brush and you just kind of scrub them out. Sometimes they'll stay. They're like, nope, I'm going to stay.
Kimberly's asking if the Mr. bottles are from the Dixie Belle website or Amazon.
These are Dixie Belle spray bottles. We had spray bottles at camp.
I like them because they're pressurized.
That were not. Yeah, but you can get them off of Amazon too. These happen to be from Dixie Belle. Didn't we have spray bottles at camp? We did. Where's your spray bottle from camp, Kim? Did you take it? Or did you leave it? She probably left it. She flew.
So no such thing as being too saturated?
Not really. Not really. Mm-mm. No.
I don't know if they can hear me.
Oh, that wasn't someone else's question?
It was Kimberly's, but I wasn't sure if they could hear the question.
Kimberly's question was no such, well, they probably could see it.
Oversaturation.
It dries really quickly.
It does. The paint dries really fast. The denim, if you've saturated your denim, takes a little longer to dry. All right, I'm going to get over here on this side because I really like this. Whose ever idea it was to do the side flower.
One that says, yes, we had bottles. I got them from Temu Super Cheap.
Yeah.
What's Temu?
Oh, it's an online China, probably from China. An online China supplier. Yeah.
Amy J says, have you used two different colors in the background, or is it always best to keep it to one?
We are going to use more than one color. I start out with one, and we'll go in and we're going to pull in another color here in just a minute. That'll be next. It's a good question.
Kimberly says, yep, I still have my Camp Mister bottle.
Oops, I hit my... They were smaller. Were they smaller, Juana? I can't remember. Isn't this cool?
Yeah, it looks cool.
It's fun. The color.
I mean, just think about, I mean, I feel like I'm always doing an order, you know, for someone, but I just feel like there's so many things I want to paint.
But this color would go pretty with that Clorox.
Oh, yeah. And you can also, when you're done painting, then do like a toothbrush splatter with Clorox. So you get like the splattered bleach look all, you know, over it and around it. It's pretty cool. Getting a little thick over here because I'm trying to move too quickly. See that? Can they see that?
Yeah.
You don't want that. That's not what you don't want that. So you want to, I got too much paint, I got too anxious, I knew my brush was loaded, so spray it down and scrub it out. Otherwise it's going to just look all splotchy, and you don't want to, this is a background, you don't want to draw attention to like looking like an amateur. Can't be looking like an amateur.
Can you scoot the jeans to your left?
To my left?
I think towards the bottom.
Yes. Towards, yes, I will. Hang on just a second. Well, I'm only going to be over here for a second. Is that okay?
Yeah, but it would center the jeans anyway.
Okay.
You have open space on the other side.
Okay, baby. I will. Like this. Like that.
A little more. Yeah, there you go.
Is that good? All right, I'm just going to come up here and do shading up here, and then we're going to add another color. But yeah, you don't even have to do these colors, guys. These are just the colors that I did, and I wanted you to, most people like me to do exactly what I did. Get a little anxious if I start doing something. They're like, that's not what you did before.
It says everything made it back to Seattle except her furniture.
What? Oh, yeah. She means all this stuff. She had to leave her piece.
Liz says, I wore my jumpsuit at my last retreat. Unfortunately, I became ill and ended up in a hotel room 20 minutes later. I was more upset when he saw it.
Oh, Liz, I'm sorry. Oh, what'd you get? Did you eat something bad? That's a bummer, too, because you messaged me right before you said, I'm at a retreat and I'm going to wear it to dinner. Oh, my gosh. I'm so sorry.
Susie says she lost sound. Did anyone else lose sound?
Anyone else?
I don't know. There's always a delay. Kathy says, nope.
Okay.
Sound is good.
All right, I'm going to add a little bit more up here, and we are backlit. Right?
That looks cool.
So cool, right? Okay, the only thing I do need to do, sorry, I'm going to move this like this, is I do need to do this down here as well. So you can see before and after. You can see right here now, right? So it's before and after right here.
Yeah.
I haven't done this. So my stems went down this far. So in order to highlight that, I need to come down here and add a little bit of paint down here as well. Just a little bit. Not much.
Cindy lost sound too, but went out and came back in. Liz says, too many rich foods and sitting so much that my body couldn't adjust.
Oh. She's just so, you run yourself so ragged, girl. You work so hard. Okay, so I'm backlit. All right, isn't this so cool? It looks so good.
What color is that?
The Gulf.
You gotta go to your left again.
To the left? Oh, thank you for bringing me. I'm gonna crunch in y'all's ear, guys. Sorry, I'm gonna have a little snack. All right. Plum Crazy. I did not bring. Will you go bring Plum Crazy? I think I pulled it off the shelf, babe, but it didn't make it in here.
What color is that?
It's by the pinks, but it's that plum color. So I like to add Plum Crazy to my backlight. I don't know why. It just gives like a
glow.
pinky red. It's a pinky reddy glow. I just like it. This is horrible. I wonder how much they can hear this chomping with my microphone. I guess I need to cover my microphone. He brought me a little plate of crackers and some hummus. Did you find it, babe?
Yeah.
Okay.
First was all dried out.
Okay. We're going to use it right out of the jar. Lila and I both will.
Okay.
Or maybe, well, we'll use Gail's pot.
There's Plum Crazy right there.
Oh, I did bring Plum Crazy. Will you just put some in a little pot over there, and her and I can just share it. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all Lila's, okay? These look like palm trees when I look through the...
That's what made me happy.
Susie, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Kim, we just have... Kim's asking how many people are in person. So it's just one, and it's Miss Lila right here, and she surprised me. We've not seen each other in 24 years, we think, and we've known each other for 37. Oh. Anyway, this is Lila's. They also look like palm trees from here, and that looks so good. Hers is softer and subtle, and it's just beautiful. It's gorgeous.
I love this color.
So pretty. Kim said hi, Lila.
Hi, Kim.
Our kids grew up together. We were neighbors in our old neighborhood. I know, Kim, I would love it if you were here.
Okay, I missed some comments, but Victoria.
Do what, Lila?
We always ate Bill Miller salads from
We're
lunch.
there. Oh,
And
no.
went back when they had the baked potatoes with it. They don't do that anymore.
They don't.
They don't.
And do you remember what I did with the brownies? Do you remember when I'd buy those brownies? Because, of course, we were always like watching our weight and stuff.
Yeah.
I would buy brownies and eat one and throw the other one out the
Yes.
window.
And we thought we were losing weight by just the baked potato poured the ranch dressing on that, and we didn't put it in our salad. Only on the baked potato.
That's so funny that you remember that. Lila was also the very first person I ever saw eat, drink iced coffee. I thought that was so weird.
Do you remember when I first got diagnosed? I would get some candy or cake or something and chew it up,
And spit it out in the
spit it
sink.
out.
Yes, yes. Just so you could taste it. Okay, so now I'm going to use my round brush again, and I've got a little bit of Plum Crazy. This is way too much. We do not need this much, but that's fine. So I'm probably just going to pour some water right here next to it and just dip my brush and then dip it in the water, and then Lila can do it when she's ready. I'm going to use my round brush, and I'm going to put a little bit here and then just kind of put it over here like this because I want it to have a lot of water because this is just an accent. It's just an accent. Okay, so it's mostly water. And I just like to do it like up inside. Is that a song? That's a song. I don't know why. So I'm just going to go up in here like this. I'm just hitting it and just kind of doing some watercolor. Just very light. It's very subtle. And it kind of makes a violet hue because we're mixing a pink and a blue together. So you end up with kind of a little bit of a violet color, which I love. See how it's just flowing out into that water like that? And I like to do it by the stems. Just kind of fill that in a little bit. You can do as much of this as you want or as little as you want, but to me it's just a nice little touch. I'm going to move this out of the way now that you've seen my technique, and I'm just going to pick some spots. I didn't have enough on there. Okay. Makes a big difference though, right?
It does.
I usually, I didn't do the right thing. I usually do it on the same side of each stem, and I just totally did not do that. Kind of like a shadow effect, but oh well.
Kimberly says special browns.
No, no.
No.
No, just Bill Miller brownies, but they're pretty dang special.
Every day for lunch.
And oh my gosh, we would go to the pool for hours. Oh my gosh! And so every hour there is a lifeguard break, and Lila would swim laps. That was your mental health.
It was my mental health.
Yeah.
It still is.
Yeah.
Babe, your t-shirt has a face on it, the eyeballs.
Yeah.
The eyeballs are on top of your boobs, and that's all that's in the picture, and it looks like there's
Oh.
boobs staring at your art.
Oh goodness. Oh my gosh. Matt, you're always making comments about my boobs, babe. Okay, and then I'm going to use my finger and just kind of rub that out a little bit. I like to put this kind of in between. I'm just picking spots. There's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. I'm just kind of adding it so we have a little touch of this pinky color in here. And then if it's really, if the line is too perfect when you lay it down, like let's say you put it like this, and it's too much just like a line like that, well, I don't like that. So you just take your finger, because it's all very wet, and just kind of blend it in with your finger. Probably gonna do some right here, and then I'm gonna be done with this. There you go, Lila, you can have that. One's the thick side and one's the watery side. Oh wait, I need one more dip.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Just slide it. Okay. I forgot a flower over here. Thank you. Oh, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I'm just thinking it needs to be on the other side. Okay. Okay. So it is time to do our centers. The center of our daisies. What brush am I going to use to do that? I'll use the round brush again. All right, so I have my little paint palette here, and I had already mixed in a lot of water. And this is espresso brown. You can use black or brown, it doesn't matter. I mean, a sunflower can be any color you want it to be. You could be doing these red and purple, it doesn't matter. Just pick a bold color. I feel like it should just be a bold color to go in the middle. This I feel like needs a little bit more water. I'm going to put my water pot right next to me. I kind of liked having that water pot.
How do you decide which brush to use?
Really, I mean, I just use that flat brush to cover more area. I use this round brush because it's got the point to get in here. The brown, I'm just kind of blotting on naturally. You could do that with any brush, honestly. I have a scrubby brush here. I think it's called a scrubby.
People tend to have their preference.
Yeah, this scrubby I use a lot, and I also use a 1-inch flat a lot. But you're right. I just feel like people will ask. There are some things that a brush will make the difference in, but I just feel like for the most part, it's what you feel most comfortable using. And people always are like, but wait, what kind of brush is that? It's really not going to make or break the project. What is important is if you're doing, we do a lot of checks and stripes and Curiously Creative. And it's important to have a new brush with a sharp edge. That is important. Or a brush that you use with a sharp edge for that. This I'm not really wanting as watered down, so I'm kind of layering it up. So we're still on first layer here, folks. So this is why I did not paint the whole leg turquoise. This is why we're backlight. This is one of the reasons we're backlighting our flower. Is to keep the layers down, because if you painted everything turquoise and then you start putting the yellow on and the highlights and the shadows, you're looking at like 3-4 layers of paint, and it's more stiff. You want this to stay as thin and natural and into the fibers as possible. Once you do this once, now you're building on top of paint. So this brown right here went into these fibers, and it became like part of the blue jean. But now when that dries, or when we add a new layer on top of, if we were to add a new layer on top of that, now we would be painting on top of the brown. It's not going to soak in anymore because we're not going to use as much water from here on out. We're only using a lot of water for this first layer because we're sort of making our canvas, if that makes sense.
Wash this afterwards?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get to that for sure. Yeah. You can, hold on. I usually tell my clients to not wash for 30 days and then gentle wash cold water and hang dry. But honestly, you can throw these in the dryer when you're done to heat set them. I run an iron over them with a pillowcase or a dishcloth to heat set. and then you can wash and dry them. It's not going to come out. That's where I don't know how well acrylics hold up like this will. People ask that about my denim jackets all the time, which is weird. Do you wash denim jackets, really? Not really, right?
No.
Not very often. Matt's saying yes. Babe, you don't even own a denim jacket.
Yeah, I used to in the 80s.
In the 80s. You were probably doing things in the 80s that needed to be washed.
Do you turn them inside out with the denim?
Mm-mm. I never have. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I wasn't doing laundry in the 80s.
Yeah, who was washing your clothes in the 80s?
Mom.
Your mom.
This is going to keep it very flexible.
I don't know what this is, but oh my goodness. Did you
I
get one?
love that.
What is
I
that?
don't know. I was going to ask you.
I just got
Why
food.
is it so yellow?
Some of are these the gluten-free ones?
I don't know.
I bought gluten-free ones.
Kind of chewy.
Wow.
Those great big ones. What is that? Flax?
This has cranberries or something in it. Holy moly. That is good. Okay, so I think Lila's almost.
So I just
Almost there.
I just dabbed the brown on.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Yep. All right, let's check in on Lila. Sorry, guys. This is the first time I've ever eaten while I was teaching a class, but this was dinner time. All right, let me...
Is it this brown?
The dark brown.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'm bringing you in a little bit closer. This is where we are. This is Lila's. She added a little bit of her pink. It made it kind of violet in those areas. It looks really good. The side angle looks really good. Yeah, and that one can be a little thicker. I mean, not anything's really going to go on top of that except a few little yellow dots, but
Okay.
that's it. So let me show you again where we are. This is where we are, and remember, this is where we're going. So now that you see this, you can see the backlight. You see? So when you saw this online, when you said, oh, I want to take that class, did you even notice that this pinky violet color was there? See the photo?
No, you didn't.
You really don't,
No.
right? It just sort of becomes part of the picture, but it's there. It's subtle. So here's our brown flowers. We're going to add, when we have some yellow on our brush here in a little bit, we're going to add little yellow circles inside our brown. The white on the outside, you can do, this is a paint splatter. You can do it with or without it. This is a white paint splatter that I just flung paint, or did I use a toothbrush? I can't remember. And you can also do it with bleach to get the same effect.
Rita says, so glad I joined this class. Tracy Workman says, so cool.
Yay, Tracy.
Amy J says, how much of a time frame for each section before the first layer dries, in case I go really slow?
How much of a time frame for what? Can you read that again?
How much of a time frame for each section before the first layer dries?
I don't really know. It's still very wet. Like, mine's still very wet.
Yeah, mine is too.
So I don't think you have to worry about it drying unless you're painting outside, maybe. But it's still very damp. We've used a lot of water. So I don't know if that's the right way to answer that question. All right, so round brush again. We're going to use this one. And we are going to use we're going to go with our lighter yellow first. To be our mid-tone, because these are our three yellows. We've got yellow, mustard, and sort of a pumpkin-y color. So these are our three yellows. So you want to paint with your mid-tone first, and then, well, honestly, this is our mid-tone. Normally I would paint, yeah, we're painting with Colonel Mustard. Sorry, we're going with Colonel Mustard first.
Colonel Mustard.
Mid-tone first, highlight with the light, shadow with the dark. So Colonel Mustard in the dining room with the knife.
And the scarlet in it.
Okay, so I am using the round brush. We'll use the scrubby here in a little bit. So what I do here is I'm dipping it, this is my water bowl. So I'm just dipping it in my water like this. And then I'm going to use that water, and I'm going to, wherever I decide I'm going to paint a petal first, I'm going to come down here, and I'm just going to make sure that this petal is nice and wet. Just right inside that petal has the most water. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to keep my water close, and then I'm going to load up with a little bit of this mustard. I again, remember, roll it. Hold on, I'm going to show y'all, but I got to get some of this water off of here. So again, I come in here to this watery yellow, and then I just roll it off on the side. If you watched any of my reels, you will see me do that. Just kind of roll it off on the side. I've preloaded my leaf, which I think it was this one, and I'm just going to touch this in here, and using as little paint as possible, I am going to fill this flower in.
Alice is asking what color was the lilac?
It's called plum. It's pink, actually. You wanna? Can you hand me the jar, baby? The pink jar. It's no, the open one. The open one. Yeah.
Watch out, it's drippy.
Oh, okay. So this is it. Can they see that? So it's not a lilac color. It's a plum. It's called Plum Crazy. So it's like a plum color. But when you scrub it into this aqua, you end up with like a violet color. Okay, so do you see how this is nice and thin? That's what you want, because we want to build on that, and we don't want to be. I don't want to put on a pair of overalls that's got so much paint laid up on it that I can like feel the flower with my hand. I want it to be part of the denim. So again, I dip the brush. I come in here. I load up my petal with water just right inside that line. I go over here, I grab some kernel mustard, roll my brush around, and then just fill it in. This. Go over here, add a little bit to it.
Every time you say mustard, I think of the guy from Sling Blade. Mustard.
What? I don't know if I saw that movie. Did I see that movie?
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton.
What did he say about mustard?
I think he just wanted mustard on his sandwich. Just mustard.
Okay, you see this right here? I don't really like that. It's kind of thick. So I'm going to get in here with a little bit of water on my brush and work that in. Mustard and biscuits?
Lloyd Davenport says, oh yeah, biscuits and mustard. That's right.
I'm terrible at movies. I'm terrible at
I am too.
remembering.
So good at them.
Oh my gosh, what? I think it's a different, men
Oh, God,
and, that must be like a left brain, right brain
there's
thing.
something on TV. What they play in? I'm like, I don't know. Don't know what they play in. I don't know.
What?
Just let me watch my show. I don't know. Or I'll lie and go, yeah, I remember. No, you don't. Yes, I do. I really don't.
I really irritate Tracey because I'll leave the room during a show and come back and start asking questions.
Oh.
He leaves. He'll say, you want to watch a movie tonight? I'll say, sure. And then he gets it all set up. I get in place. I have a little snack. And then he walks out. He leaves. The movie starts. He misses the whole preface. Yeah. I'm like, do you know what a preface is for? It sets the tone of the movie. Oh, I can catch up. Yeah, you catch up by asking me.
Or I'll say, if you're going to stay awake, we'll watch it. And he's like, well, I finished it. Sorry.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so this is, what'd you say, two-dimensional, right? That's what we're doing here.
Yes.
We are painting.
It's
It's very flat. It's going to be two-dimensional. It doesn't look very bright or dark because we're obviously just using very watered down paint, just giving something to work off of. You don't have to spend a lot of time doing this. You can do it pretty quickly.
Victoria says she's married to my brother.
I mean, who starts it? He pushes the play button and leaves. It's just every single time without fail. I'm sure Vicky's like, Matt, when are you going to stop calling me Victoria? How many classes does she have to take?
A very formal person.
So when I speed it up, though, guys, I do start to get a little bit sloppy. But it's amazing, though, how different these are going to look when you start adding the layers. And this part goes really fast. The part that takes the longest is the background. And I usually do start, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I start up at the tip of the flower first, with this brush especially, and then just bring it down.
That's the darker of the two yellows?
Yeah, it's Colonel Mustard. So depending on whatever color or type paint you're using, it's like a mustard color. I know it looks very bright yellow on here, but it's not.
Well, it does right when you put it on, and then it really darkens.
Yeah, well, that's good because that's what we want. I'm glad you brought that up. That means we're doing it right. We're letting it's soaking into the fabric, and that's what you want. Now, this is different. Those of you who've taken my chair painting class, we have a different mentality. We don't want the paint to soak in. We don't want to use a whole lot of water in my chair painting classes. We don't want this water to carry the paint down into the cushion.
Rita says this is where you trust the process.
That's right.
Vicky says it's kind of why I started painting.
The
She's so artistic.
What's why she started painting?
Biscuits and mustard.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go ahead and these are all kind of overlap, so I can just kind of load those up with some water all at once. Thanks. See over here pretty good, babe?
Yeah. Lori Davenport put a picture of something there, but I can't tell what it is.
She put a picture.
I think it's one of those images.
A GIF? A meme?
No, I don't know. Like a smiley. What do you call a smiley?
An emoji?
Oh, it's the top of somebody's head. It's a blonde lady. It's an avatar.
Avatar.
Thanks, Lori. I can only see the top of her head. Oh, Vicky says just to have a break from all the laughs.
Oh, yeah. We need music. I had music playing. What happened to it? Did you turn it off?
Do you have music playing?
Yeah, I did.
I don't remember that.
Alexa, play 70s light rock.
Station 70s rock.
No.
Amazon Music.
No, Alexa. Alexa, play 70s relaxing music.
Here's a personalized 70s relaxing station based on your listening history
Yes.
on Amazon Music.
That's what I want.
Oh, it was a avatar clapping for the biscuits and mustard. I can't believe you haven't seen Sling Blade. We want to have to watch that.
No, babe, I have seen it. I just don't remember it. I'm sure Lila's seen it too. She doesn't remember it either.
Dwight Yoakam was in it.
The
Yes.
name is so familiar.
What are you doing with that?
Again, just preloading my petals.
Townsend Creation. She says, haha, my Alexa is playing by your request. You activated Lori's Alexa too.
I activated everybody's Alexa. That's funny. Okay, I'm a little far reach from my daisy up here, so this one might be a little bit sloppy, but okay, I'm going to turn everybody's Alexa up. Alexa, volume up. Did she go off? Can you hear her?
She's mad at you.
Alexa, play soft rock from the 70s.
Here's a personalized soft rock 70s station based on your listening history.
But I think she needs to be turned up. I can't hear her. I'm curious how many is anyone painting? I'm curious. Like right now, besides me and Lila. Will you go over there and push the plus button?
Alexa, volume up. Something's wrong with her.
Something's wrong with her. Colby broke her.
Oh, that's what it is.
What?
It wasn't Colby. It was
Victor.
Victor told it to switch to German
What?
What?
and Spanish.
Well, surely it won't stay that way.
You gotta switch it back.
Kathy says, "Oh yeah, painting away." Lori says she's watching and sipping a margarita.
Ah, that sounds
Good job,
good.
Lori. Josie says she is. She's painting.
Yay! Hi,
Kim
Josie.
says
I haven't
watching.
who's watching?
Kim.
Josie. Let me say hi to Josie. Hi, Josie. I hadn't said hi to her, and I think you said Tracey Workman's name earlier. I hadn't said hi to her.
Melissa. She's waiting on her paint.
Melissa. So glad Melissa could join.
Vicky's not painting. Lucy is painting tomorrow and Saturday.
Nice. Good.
Kimberly Wold says Sinead O'Connor passed away today. She had a few good mellow songs. She did have good music.
She did.
kind of lost her mind for that last part of her life, but I really liked her back in the 80s.
Yeah. How old was she?
56, I think.
Oh gosh, she was young. Was she sick?
Vicky's drinking and very entertained. They didn't list a cause of death, did they?
No.
I bet you it's going to end up being fentanyl.
Aw.
Her kid killed himself a few years back. She may have done the same, I don't know.
Aw.
They said no foul play, so I kind of left it
I
open.
did.
Oh.
I saw a documentary on her not too long ago.
Yeah, I did too, with Lacey, yeah.
How is Lacey?
She's good. She's kind of like my half hippie.
The studio of Troy, she says she's trying, but so far behind.
Who is the studio of Troy? Who are you? And who's the other one? What is the other one? Fluid Art something. What is y'all's name? I don't know who you are.
Townsend Creations.
Yeah, Townsend Creation. I need to know names. Who are
I
you?
signed up under my business name, but I've taken and loved your wine bottle painting class.
Oh, I'm so glad.
It's Cindy Townsend.
Oh, okay. It's Cindy. Yes, I know that
Studio
name.
of Troy is Michelle.
Michelle. Hi. We try to.
Can't see anybody else's comments.
We try to make it where you can't sign up as your page name for this very reason.
Sue's calling.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Matt's having to step away for a second. But I am yellow. All my yellow's done. How's your yellow?
My still's done. I like it.
All right. So now let's go ahead and get in and do our highlights and stuff. We won't do our stems yet. So let's start using,
She wants you to call her when you're done.
did you tell her it's going to be quite a while?
So it's probably about a half hour.
Okay. I'm going to use the same round brush.
Greta's painting.
Oh, good, Greta. Hi, sweetie.
Tammy, you have COVID, so just listening and trying to watch.
All right, so I'm going to do my low. Who has COVID? Tammy?
Kathy Dolney.
Oh, Kathy. I'm sorry. I'm going to use the terracotta.
Or no. Sorry, it was somebody else.
I think it was Tammy.
I don't know. I can't see her name anymore, and I can't scroll up.
Okay, so this is terracotta. It's got a lot of water in it, and we're only going to use a little bit of it. And you don't have to use a lot. But I'm going to use this as our base color, and so I'm just going to feed this on maybe kind of down in the cracks, like from this side flower, like where you imagine like a shadow might be. I'm sure you've heard this 100 times. We didn't do this with the red, but like you should always kind of decide like where's your light coming from. You know, is it coming in from up here? So everything, if your light's coming from this side, then all your highlights should be from up here, and then your shadows would be over here.
Yes, Tammy's the one with COVID.
It is Tammy. But we're not going to worry so much about that, you guys. Let's just add some color into these. And I'm going to kind of I'm going to do it in the yellow. Anywhere that they're kind of overlapping, I'm just going in here and hitting a little bit. Anywhere they're overlapping or where it's deep into the flower. If you look at a sunflower, it really doesn't have this color, but on denim, you kind of need a little bit of pop. You need, otherwise the denim overpowers it. So it helps to kind of add a little bit of something unexpected, which is I think why I put that red in there too.
Vicky's asking what you're going to do with your leftover paint.
I usually just put some saran wrap over it, and then I kind of use my finger and rub that in with my finger a little bit. So I'm just putting this closer up to the top by the brown. Just kind of scrubbing it on like so. Also, when I want to use less paint, I don't know if y'all notice this because this is off to the side, but if I dip in here and there's too much paint, it's too thick, I go up here on my palette and kind of roll it off up here even, like that. Then I'll use it, kind of rub it out. I'm sure that's helpful for y'all to actually see the process. And then I don't re-dip my brush. I'm just continuing up like this. And if I need more, I come over here, and instead of re-dipping here, I go back up here in this plastic. So when I told y'all you really don't need much paint, you really don't.
Maybe you should stick a bug in there, a ladybug or something.
Yeah, I haven't heard of anyone having COVID for a while.
It's
I know.
going around. I've heard.
Is it?
Yeah. All of a sudden, I'm hearing it a lot.
Great.
Yeah. It's all of a sudden it's like making a little surge, I guess.
Tracey's had it 3 times.
Had it twice.
Yeah, being in the schools, I bet.
Yeah. I got the first time the day before I was supposed to get the vaccination. I was so mad.
Oh,
So
I got it when I got the vaccination. I was sick for like 10 days.
from the
Not the
vaccination.
vaccination.
Yeah.
Did you ever get another one, or is that? No, I was going to say
Yeah.
later.
I was
Yeah.
done, man.
I was done.
He was
yeah.
like, yep, no
I've
doing
been
that.
done too.
That's why I don't get the flu shot. I always get sick.
All right, so that's really all we're going to do with that for right now. We're probably going to come back in and add a little bit again, and just a little bit. So now we're going to I'm not going to use this brush anymore until we do the green. I'm going to set it aside, and I'm going to use this little scrubby brush, and I'm going to come in with my yellow. Now my yellow, it's got water in it here, so I could dip into that if I want to, but I actually want a heavy body. Why is that dark? Oh, it's because of my brown.
I figured out how to scroll up.
Oh, well, that's good. So I'm going to dip into this heavy body part. I want some of that. And this is a scrubby brush, and I'm going to use it to scrub. So this is Daisy. That's what I'm using here. So I'm going to do this on sort of the upper areas of my flower like this. I'm just going to kind of come in here and scrub in all the way down to my point. Not the whole leaf, just an area of it, like so. And you don't have to do every single leaf exactly the same.
Where do
But-
you live? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask Tammy where she lived. She said she was really surprised when they told her it was COVID.
Yeah, Matt, Tammy, Matt's asking where you live. And the reason we're kind of scrubbing in here is because, again, we want to get down into the fibers and not really layer that paint up super thick. So this is what's now going to bring, so we took it down, right? We added the dark and we took it down. The denim itself adds a lot of low lights to it anyway. So now we're going to kind of bring it up. So you can see here how just these two petals already look so different from those petals. Does that show well online, babe?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of started this one with the the upper side, and I just go right up to my line here. And we'll use the scrubby brush a lot the next 2 nights. So if you don't have one, and you can go to, I get this at Michael's. No, sorry, I get it at Hobby Lobby. If you can go grab one, if you've got a craft store near you, we're going to use this one a lot the next 2 nights. What's your favorite thing to paint? What's your favorite thing to draw, Lila?
Dragons.
Dragons? Oh my gosh, Lila. So I don't know, online I did a denim jacket for someone, and it was a tree of life.
Uh-huh.
So I settled on the tree of life after months of putting her jacket off, months, because she wanted a dragon.
Oh.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe
I
that.
love teaching dragons.
Her name is Debbie, and I was like, Debbie, her name's Deb. I was like, a dragon? Oh my gosh, I need to take a dragon class from you.
They're just so colorful and fun.
Oh my goodness, how fun is that? How fun would that be up a overall leg?
Oh, it would.
Yeah.
Amy J says, is that how you do the highlights for all the paintings regularly?
Yeah, for me, yeah. I just go in and kind of add them where I want and kind of scrub them in. Yeah, I tend to. Well, it just depends on what I'm painting, like what my substrate is, honestly. Because sometimes it's just a light feathery stroke, or depends on, if it's hair, it's just going to be lots of tiny little strokes.
Well, Kim said they have COVID starting up all over again. She had chemo and a bone marrow transplant, and then 1 month of radiation, and got COVID 3 days later. Just didn't make it.
Who's this?
That is Kim Dyer.
Kim. That sounds awful.
Pronounce her name.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm
Kathy-
glad you're here. Gosh.
Kathy says no Hobby Lobby near me. We should probably get one on Amazon.
I'm sure you can. And it's either a scrubber. Maybe I'm calling it scrubby. Maybe it's called a scrubber.
Townsend says, can you please show us a scrubby brush, what it looks like?
This is it.
Well, why? Because it's rough at the top?
It's just
not really-
nubby. It's like a little nub, and it's very hardy. Like
Stiff.
this, this water brush has a lot of bristle, and it's long, and it's not going to let me scrub as much. This is like short and tight. It's not really any more stiff, but it just lets you kind of like scrub. Oh, you know what? If you don't have a Hobby Lobby near you or a craft store near you, but you have a drugstore with makeup brushes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, makeup brushes make great paint brushes. So get like what would you call this in the makeup world? A shadow brush, a blender brush maybe.
Rita says scruffy. And Lori says, yes, dragon class, please.
All right, we're gonna have to invite Lila into Curiously Creative, and
Dragons are fun.
Kathy says, I think we're painting 2 different flowers.
do what?
Kathy says, I think we're painting 2 different flowers.
Oh, I think she means hers looks different. Is that what you mean? Okay, so I'm doing it again, guys. So I made my way around, and I want it stronger. I want a stronger highlight. So I'm coming back up in here, and I'm just adding more. And you can take it all the way over that petal if you want. You can leave a little bit of the kernel mustard is still showing through under there. And this kind of takes over, but I like. Oh yeah, Lila, that looks good. No, I haven't done that. Can't you tell? Can you tell the difference?
Yeah. I just wasn't sure if you just didn't use as much paint. Amy J says, I was thinking that an eyebrow brush.
Yeah, I have a couple of.
Josie also says she'd be there for the dragon.
Oh.
Ooh, I might have to teach her to do dragons.
Yeah, I think so. I would have never thought this group would be dying to do the dragon, but
Lori Wakeman is asking, will there be a repeat of this? I missed the first part.
yes, Lori. So the way my classes work is they stay live in this group until we close the group, which is usually not for a month or more. We leave it open because I want to see your denim. I want this group to be the place that you're going to finish it or come in and ask questions as you work on yours. So we leave it open for you, and the videos stay in here. But then what's even better is when we do close the group, we send you we host the video on a private YouTube link that no one else can get to, but we'll send you a link to it with a password, and it's yours forever. So you'll always be able to watch it. Or like if your grandkids come over or girlfriends come over and you want to do it with them, you can just fire it back up.
Maria Lynn says, what a difference the highlight makes. So
Right.
pretty.
Right. So I'm doing it so that you can see how different these two flowers look. Right? Okay, I'm gonna take y'all over to my little artist over here.
So sorry to hear, Kim, sister, you've been through such a horrible past few years. Bless your heart. Juana's sending prayers.
Look, Lila's in her element. Look at her.
I know,
Lila,
I
quit
know.
talking.
I know. Oh, this is so much fun.
Yeah, that's
Right.
good.
Doesn't it? It looks so good. All right, I'll show you up close. So this is the highlighted one, and that's the non-highlighted one. It's subtle, but looks so much more complete. All right.
Amy says, yes, that would be great to see this on a really large TV screen.
Thank you.
Erica Rose says, oh, so glad I can watch after wasn't able to get on tonight. Amy J says, beautiful. Vicky says, lovely. Juana says, looks great.
Where is... I'm trying to read backwards. Oh, it's Kim Dwyer. Oh.
I butchered that last
You
name.
didn't say her last name right. I didn't know it was Kim Dwyer.
I think there's two last names I butchered.
Kim, I am so glad you're here, honey. I didn't realize that was you. I thought it was a name I didn't recognize, but I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so while I still have my yellow out, let me bring the reference photo back over here for you. So here's the reference photo. So do you see, this was a video, so you can't really tell, but I did some little yellow dots. If you look at sunflowers up close, in the center, there's sort of like a little family of dots. And these flowers also, you can go back and add more as you go. This is still very, very wet. So what did we do here? Like, let me see if I can make this one a little bit. We added a little more kernel mustard maybe in here. It's just up to you how bright you want them. But you just want to make sure you're scrubbing. If you add more kernel mustard, then you need to make sure that you come back and add a little bit of the daisy on top of it, because you don't want it to be all just flat kernel mustard. You can tell that this flower has multiple shades in it.
Chris Parrish says her comments haven't been working, but she's painting with you.
Oh, hi, Chris.
Susie Colwell says, oh, it looks cute.
Thank you, Susie.
Rita's loving it.
And you can even go over your terracotta color if you want. It's up to you.
Did you use some orange in the first one?
No, it's the same. It's rusty nail. It's the same. It's just a little bit, this one's a little bit more watered down. If I got, babe, can you hand me the rusty nail wherever it is?
It's right there under your cracker plate.
Right
Yeah,
here?
Yeah.
So let me bring in.
Sonia says, can't wait to paint tomorrow. Victoria says, does this look a bit like a Tim Burton spooky?
A Tim Burton what?
Spooky?
That's funny, because did y'all hear Matt say that? Okay, this is my this is just me adding straight terracotta now instead of the watered down, because it's better to start out with a watered down version. If you want to bring in a little bit more color like this, you can. You can just do it later, straight on. If you want to bring it down a little bit into the flower, you can do that as well. Just try it and make them yours. I did bring this down a little bit further in the flowers, like so. Okay, I'll do this. Okay. All right, so I'm going to move on up here to this flower. I'm going to speed through this one pretty quick. What are you laughing at, babe? Are you laughing?
Amy says, I can paint these flowers in pink, reds, etc.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other colors using the same method, using the 3 shades of yellow.
Yes. Or
Says,
not even using yellow.
Sunflowers in the evening graveyard. Like Coraline. Josie says, when working with stretchy denim, I stretch them each way when painting while it's wet. Yeah, to get them in the fire. Lori Davenport says, I like the moodiness of this piece. Like hope is emerging.
Aww. Oh, I forgot I was going to do the...
Kemp says, gorgeous.
I was going to do the center part. And I didn't. I'm just kind of flying through this, guys, because we still need to do our green, and I need to tell you about outlining and tips, sanding, all the goods. So bear with me.
Much easier to read the comments when I'm not trying to keep you at a picture frame.
Oh, good, babe. I'm glad. I thought you might appreciate this little holder. Yeah, whoever said that about the stretchy fabric. So I did a real stretchy jacket recently, and it was a little challenging, for sure. I had to, like she said, I had to really manipulate the fabric as I painted on it.
Tracy Workman says, I've always painted on wood or canvas. I'm excited to paint on fabric so I can wear my art.
Oh, yeah, Tracy. You're going to love it. Plus, it's just fun to do with people. It's a good thing to do, like if family get-togethers, or if you've got all the kids over to spend the night, or it's just fun. You can do dragons.
Our grandkids like it.
Yeah, they do. I told Lila they love to go out in the garage and... Okay, so I'm going to bring in a little bit more of my other yellow.
Studio Troy says, does this have to be done in one shot, or can she come back to it tomorrow?
Oh no, you can. Yeah, you can come back tomorrow. Absolutely, and I do that very often. I don't even know when's the last time I did a project in one shot. It's just not possible around here. So, yep, you can just come back and spray it down and keep going. But I will tell you a tip. So if you let this dry before you get started again, before you re-wet or anything, you're going to want to use some sort of light grit sandpaper. This is a 220 grit. It's a little bit coarse. You could even go all the way to like a 400 grit. And you're going to want to take it at the top. I'm not going to do it on here, but you're going to want to rub down over everything that you've painted when it's dry. You don't want to go like this. You just want to start at the top and make this noise like that as you go down it. What that does is the chalk paint will set up and dry on the top, and it makes the fibers, the fibers in the fabric are like this. It just tightens them up as the paint dries like this. So when you go through with that sandpaper, it just sort of knocks off the tightness of the top, and it allows the fibers to fluff back up again and be more supple. So that's what you're wanting to do. So that's the main tip that I have for you if you do walk away from it. Let's see. Let's go over here. We get kind of quiet.
Very busy.
We're so busy. The what? The carbs are hitting you?
Make me tired.
Yeah.
He is diabetic,
I
so
was going to ask.
yeah.
Type 2?
Type 1.
My son's type 1.
Oh,
So I was
really?
going to ask, yeah. When you said it before, I thought, it sounds, but usually everybody says type 2.
Yeah.
So you
Apparently
should-
there's only like 5% of diabetics are type 1.
Yeah. Lucky you and Thomas.
Yeah.
How old were you? Or
I think I've had it my whole life, but I wasn't diagnosed until I was, about 35?
He was,
Wow.
isn't that crazy? So it's very unusual. And he flew under the radar all those years. He never had a crisis.
Oh, I was
Wow.
fainting all the time.
He never had a DKA, but he was fainting all the time. He wasn't diagnosed until after we were married.
Vicky says, beef jerky time.
Yeah, go get some protein. She knows.
Medi New Year. Do you all know that one?
No, what's that from?
That's from Trading Places.
Oh, I love this side flower. I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know that one? I love it. I love it. I love it.
Sorry, not one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want my highlight to be over here, not under there. So I'm going to have to redo that one. I don't remember when Thomas was diagnosed.
he was a senior in high school.
Oh, that's why I don't know that.
Yeah, just out of the blue.
Yeah, Matt had lots of fainting spells, and he even was on, they even as a child put him on seizure medication for 7 years, phenobarbital,
Wow.
for 7 years, until he was old enough to say, I don't want to take this anymore. It makes me feel yuck. Because he didn't need it.
Yeah.
He was on phenobarb because they thought he was having seizures, and that's what was
It
making
sounds
him
like-
faint.
Military doctors.
I used to hate.
Not that there's anything wrong with it,
I don't have to deal with them. I know.
Yeah, don't say that to Jeff Pelton, babe, if he's here.
but no.
They're great when you get to the top, or I don't know, it's just changed so much.
Oh, yeah, Lisa Pelton just came here.
But it sounds like maybe you were like, I used to hate that term, but they always use the honeymoon stage when he's first diagnosed. it can last for a different amount of time for different people. And it sounds like you were in the honeymoon stage
For a very long time.
to where you were. It's like it would work and then not work, but
Yeah.
then it would work when they tested you and then not work.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think part of
That's what it sounds like to
the
me.
reason I wasn't diagnosed, I think, is because we moved every 2 or 3
Okay, guys,
years.
so I'm going to move back up here and bring in some more highlights. I really, really like my side flower over
I see
here.
your side flow.
Lori says she loves that you use fingers.
I love fingers.
Did you say I love fingers?
Oh, I just paint all the time with fingers with my kids.
Yeah. I love fingers.
I always would tell them it's the best tool you have. Is your
It is, right? It is.
Lori says military hospitals, aka hobby shops. I'm loving the tone on this, says Vicky.
I'm so glad.
That does look good. Shows yours.
Yeah, I can't wait to show them hers again. So I'm going a little heavy, guys, because I'm feeling a little rushed, which I should be. That one's
Do you
kind
use the
of...
pump?
I do.
You do.
I just switched to a new one last week.
Okay, that one got a little nutty, so I'm going to really scrub that out.
Tracy's asking, so how many overalls have you painted for friends or customers?
Oh my gosh. You know what? I wish that I knew when I first started doing all this stuff that I would be still doing all this stuff and that I had I can't even tell you where in the world all my furniture pieces are. I've shipped stuff to other countries and I can't even remember what they were. And overalls, no idea. Not as much as furniture, that's for sure.
And I haven't seen you paint wine glasses.
What?
I mean, in years.
Oh yeah, well I haven't.
Kimberly's asking, what do you think about adding texture with a stencil for the seeds, or would that wash off?
Yeah, I think it would probably not stay. Yeah.
And Amy J's asking, how long does it take you to do this type of design regularly?
I've never done it in one sit-down setting like we are right now. I was kind of excited about tonight because I'm like, oh, these overalls I'm going to get to do them in one setting. Never done that. But I'm also talking a lot, so I don't know that it's a really fair representation.
Maria Lynn says, oh my goodness, I'm loving these flowers.
I am so glad. And I'm so glad that you guys can see them coming to life.
It does look good. It looks good.
I am so glad. I'm almost done.
The
And then I'm
background
going
makes
to...
a huge difference.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it? And if you look online, I think that's what you will also notice. Some people just paint right on the fabric and it looks like a sticker to me. So if you you got to set the stage, you know, got to kind of set the stage. Makes a difference. And I do like them to be, you can see if you already liked it subtle at the beginning. Remember, you've liked every step of the way, y'all. You liked the blue and the white, right? Before we even, you just liked the blue outlined, and then you liked the blue with the background, and you liked the subtle flower, and then now I keep adding, and you're like, oh, I like the tone. So it's kind of whatever your mood is, or whatever your client wants, or whatever your family or friend wants. Okay, that one got a little... Let's scrub that out. Anytime I go in and scrub it out like that, I just use whatever's on my brush and just keep adding a little more to somewhere else. Okay, so I think I'm good, and I think I'm going to move finally to the seeds on the middle, and that's super easy. I am going to use... I usually have like a little tiny dot, a daughter, but I didn't bring us out. Do you have a little bitty tiny one? Yeah, oh, you do, Lila. Yeah.
This?
Yeah. Let's use Gail's. Sweet Gail.
Thank you, Gail.
Mm-hmm.
Lori says, can't wait to rewatch and paint. And Kimberly says, you need to paint a beetle on your sunflower in honor of your friend that joined you in the car ride.
Kimberly missed it. Someone else already suggested that. They really want me to paint a bug.
They want a bug in there.
If anything, I would do a butterfly or like a little, like right here, wouldn't a little ladybug be cute right there? Okay. This is just a tiny little brush. I don't even know what you call this. Like a liner brush. And I'm going to use the lightest of the yellow and I'm going to go into the full body of the paint. And I'm going to load it up pretty good. And you just do this right in the center. Now you're going to think, oh yeah, that shows up a lot. But as it starts to soak in, you kind of have to go.
Something's going on Pinterest. You keep getting, you've had like 7 or 8 new followers on Pinterest since you started this.
Oh, I have a really big Pinterest following.
Lori says ladybug. Vicky says, if I wanted to use another color like in the red or orange, could you recommend a color?
Sure. I think sunflower's done in peony and honky tonk red with some black in it. But you could just use the coffee bean and it would be really cool.
Tracey Workman's also saying a red ladybug would be great.
Yeah. All right. So that's that. We'll do one up here too.
That's where the seeds come from, is in the middle.
Well, I guess that's what those are.
Not really familiar. Do the little ones like that grow sunflowers? Seeds?
I don't know, babe. You could ask Alexa, but she only speaks German.
Yeah. Victoria says in the background. Josie says the dark maroon sunflowers are gorgeous.
Oh, they are so pretty. They are. Oh, they're so pretty.
Halloween time sunflower.
I don't think so. Okay, so now another bite, and then we're going to paint our leaves. We got to check in with Lila.
I'm catching up.
So pretty, Lila.
I love the
Yeah,
colors.
that looks good.
All right. Look at that.
Love
Okay,
it.
so see, she did a super heavy highlight and her low light, the same on every one, and it gave each flower like a lift. Like she painted a curve and a lift to them. Beautiful. So pretty.
Kimberly says nice job.
Thank you.
Vicky says beautiful.
I love how, that's what I loved about teaching art. Everybody do the same thing and everybody looks different.
Right? Right.
Loved it.
Me too. Me too. Okay, so we're going to do this right here. So I'm going to move this up a little bit. Just a smidge. Okay, so we're going to use our green, which I think I used Evergreen. And I am going to use, I'm going to use the round brush again. Get it cleaned off nice. I'm going to use this brush to come over here and work on this flower. So this is the green. It's very, can they see over here? Probably not. It's really watered down. I'm just stirring it, getting that water stirred in really well.
Josie says she's looking forward to seeing everyone's photos in the group. Monta says, what might be a good substitute for evergreen?
I mean, really any green would be good. Is it a certain brand of paint? Any green will work because we're going to add yellow to this as well. And you can even add a little bit of coffee bean to it if you want. I just use green and yellow and it makes sort of like a chartreuse. This is still very wet. My denim, I tested, I don't know if you saw me come up here and feel. It's still really, really wet. So I really don't have to spray anymore. I just want to deliver the screen, let it soak in. I've got a super, very, very wet green that I'm delivering here. I'm just doing like a wash over each petal.
Monta says Dixie Belle.
Oh, okay.
That makes a big difference.
What does?
The back of that flower.
Oh. I'm trying to think of a green. You could use tree frog with a little, maybe put a little bit of the brown in it. You could use
Vicky says that looks amazing.
collard green if you wanted, with a little bit of yellow in it, maybe. Kind of fill that in a little bit. Okay. I'm just going to paint this, but I want to test and make sure. It's pretty dry right there, so I'm going to give it a little spritz.
Liz says kudzu.
Oh yeah, kudzu's a good one if you have that. Any green works, it really does. I don't know that I've ever used the same. I think I've done some stems in the Gulf, to be honest, with a different background. So see how I got outside of that? I mean, I could go up here and wipe that out if I wanted to, but it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't. In fact, I think on most of my stems, I've allowed myself on purpose to go outside the line a little bit.
She says, yes, I have kudzu, thanks.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's a great, kudzu's a great color. Okay, so that's not real wet right there. Whoa.
Are those locusts?
That is the cicada. That was in my car making that noise.
On your head.
Under.
And then all around the car. Now, it didn't start screaming like that until it was
Do you touch it?
swimming, flying all around my car. It was that loud though. That's like makes you crazy, and it was in a closed car. It was horrible. It was really bad. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing over here. My leaf is pretty dang wet. Lila, that looks so good.
The green's pretty.
It is pretty, isn't it? So same thing over here. See if I can get it to move. Nope, it's really not wet enough. So see that dot right there? You can just like spray that out. Up in here and kind of start filling that in. If you don't like how it's going, you can use your finger. Just really get it in that fiber. Sandy, is Leah taking the class with you too, or just you? I don't know if Sandy's still on. Okay, so now that I've got this green on here, I'm going to come in and add a little bit of yellow into the background. And like we talked about earlier, so I didn't really pick a side of light. Like if you look at the difference of mine and Lila's, she really focused on her light direction, which makes a big difference. It's all coming from me, like where I am. That's where all of hers is. I didn't really do that. Well, actually mine's this one and this one. You can see that the light's coming from this way, where it hits here and here and here and here and here, 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 here. This one I didn't. I need to get up in here and accent, you know, come up in here and accent this out a little bit more.
Sandy says she's visiting friends. I'll have her watch the replay. She'll love it.
Oh, she'll love it. She will love it. They were a mother-daughter, Lila, that came to the retreat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How fun.
Yeah. They were fun.
Did Haley go?
Yes, she did, but she couldn't stay the whole time. She only stayed, how long did Haley stay? One night? She stayed one night. 2 days and a night. But anyway, you can do this. I can let this dry and come back, revisit that. Okay, so if that's the case, then my light is coming from my upper left, which is going to hit this area of my leaf up here, and then maybe this center part right here. So I'm going to tap into a little bit of my daisy yellow, which is the lighter of yellow. I've just got it on my green brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and tap this in to right here. It's very wet, and I'm going to bring it into here as well.
Lori says she loves the way you and your hubby work as a team.
Aww.
We're not we're really teammates as we are, much as we are boss and bossed. Employee, employer. You're down to 8% battery now.
Oh, you have to plug in, and we'll have to take the microphone off, babe. So I'm just kind of picking up my highlight and doing the center of the leaf here and bringing it down like this, and then just rubbing that into that lower base. And then you can see that that kind of gives, like, the leaf goes like that and like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thank you. Okay. See how easy it went from just a flat leaf to a leaf that's got like some lift to it. And then if I want, I can come back in with a little bit more green. If I want to. And if I really wanted to accentuate that shadow, I could add a little bit of the brown to my brush and just kind of deepen the green a little bit and run it right up next to the highlight. If you put the shadow right next to the highlight, is that right, Layla? I don't know, that's just what I do.
That's what you do.
Okay. It seems to make it really pop. So this is just a little bit of that brown that we used.
Lori says, have fun. We'll catch the replay.
Bye, Lori. Is that Lori? Who is that, Lori?
Davenport.
Davenport. Bye, hun. Thank you so much for popping on, sticking out with us for a little bit.
We like working as a team too.
And that's it. I only did the one leaf, right? So now I'm going to go over here to this same thing. If the highlight is coming from up here, I'm just going to hit this yellow into the green on the top of these. Now you don't want to highlight these too much. I mean, it is on the back side, so they're not going to be catching as much light as the flower petals themselves, but they are still going to be catching a little bit back here. And just ever so little color difference makes a difference. I mean, look at the difference between that and those on the bottom. And this is mostly watered down yellow. Like, I'm not dipping into the heavy body. I'm just coming over here and dipping into the watered down paint and just using these round brushes hold a lot of water, and that tip there holds a lot of water. So they're really good to come in and just sort of tap like that. We'll do the same thing with the top of the stem. And where this curve is right here, it would probably be catching some of that light as well. And then I like to just use my finger and rub that out. So same thing with the stems. I'm going to come up here and just run a little bit of this yellow down just so we don't just have a flat green stem. Like Lila said, as long as everything has two colors.
That's right.
Everything's got to have two colors. And it can be very subtle.
Does the round brush have a number on it?
This is a round 10. And the scrubby that I was using is called a scrubber 6. Scrubber 6. Round 10 scrubber 6. Do you have a favorite brand of brushes, Lila?
No, not really.
You probably don't use much fancy brush at school with the little kids, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't. Actually, Crayola was the best. I like their brush.
She said Crayola was the best. She liked their brushes. I don't know why my stem over here is so offset. Oh, because the rip moved.
Sonia Osborne says, looks beautiful, Tracy. I'm jumping off, however, so excited I'm in your class. Love your talent.
Sonia, thank you so much. I am really glad you're here too. Thank you so much for being here. I was excited to see that you signed up. Your work is so beautiful, and I hope that you'll be able to use this to add to your toolbox. Okay. Let's see if I can add a little bit of this brown into maybe the underneath layers of this green, like back here in the back.
Liz says different brands tend to have different sizes sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like clothes.
Yeah. Most of my brushes I do buy from.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you. I put a little bit of green up in there. So where this yellow meets the brown, I'm going to put a little bit of green in between here because there would be that green in the background. Instead of having denim show through, I'm going to have a little bit of green showing through there. Back over here too. I've not done that before, but I think that makes sense. Okay, so my last thing is I'm going to get that scrubber back, and I'm going to go back in. I love my leaf. I'm going to go back in right here, maybe a little bit on the stem. You don't want any stripes. Make sure you blend in enough. You don't want to have anything be stripy. No stripes. I think my problem here is I can't really get over here like this. I had to stand up and work around the camera. That's helpful. Yeah, that's what I needed. Now I like my illustrations to have a dark outline. A lot of people don't. They want it to be more natural looking and just use the let the piece be like this, which honestly there's already an outline because you've got the Sharpie there. But I like to extra outline, which is where that oil-based marker comes into play.
Go back over it with that.
Yes, so you wait till it dries.
And then go back.
Yeah, so from here, if you want to do your white splatter, you would do the white splatter. We won't do that tonight because we're already running so over. But maybe on the last night we'll do a actual splatter. But you want to let it dry, and then you want to use your sandpaper on it. You can either let it dry or you can force it dry with a heat gun. And then you get that oil-based marker pen, and you just go over everywhere that you've already done the outline that you have, and we'll do that tomorrow night at the beginning. That's what we'll do. Tomorrow night at the beginning, we will outline with the oil-based Sharpie marker over this sunflower right here, and you'll just be so surprised at what a difference it makes. Every single step, I hope that you have been pleased with every single step watching this come to life, and then that marker does that too. You hear my stomach. That's my stomach.
She's doing that.
Just ignore it. You know what else, Lila, that you ate that I carried with me forever? So you did iced coffee.
Iced coffee, okay.
I had never seen someone eat a bowl of blueberries and milk.
Oh, really? And I just had that for breakfast this morning.
I was like, what? And your kids ate it too.
Yeah.
Yes. Blueberries and milk, and you would put sugar in it, or they would put sugar in it.
Yeah.
And
I have gotten away from the sugar, but yeah.
Yeah. I'd never seen someone do that.
Our kids sure did have fun growing up in that neighborhood. They
I
always talked about
know, mine do
Talk
too.
about it all the time.
Yeah, they do, don't they, Matt?
our kids do too. They're just like they had the best childhood. It was all the neighbors.
Yep,
So many boys. Poor Haley and Lacey.
I know. Everybody was boys. Sorry guys, I know I got quiet, but I really want to just wrap this up. Okay, so I'm going to take you
And
over.
Bailey West says, I am finished. I really enjoyed.
Yay.
Disappeared.
Oh, her comment disappeared?
I really enjoyed painting with you. Lucy says, I love this so much, and I'm so happy I was able to get it.
Yay, Lucy. Me too. Poor Lucy was lost trying to get in. She was like, I can't get in.
Do you get the oil-based marker and brushes at Hobby Lobby?
I do, but they are also, you can also order them on Amazon, but Hobby Lobby does carry them. This is what they look like.
Oh, glory.
It's called Painters. And it's actually, if you look at it's very hard to find who makes it, but it's by Elmer's. But it's just called Painters. But the package actually says Elmer's on it. And there's medium. These are both medium points. And then, which is the orange label. And then this is the green label, which is the fine point.
Susie asked, when do you use the Easy Peasy?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you would, and I'm not done. I'm still, I'm probably going to keep playing with this a little bit. But you would let this dry. You would then sand it back swipe it with your sandpaper, and then you would heat set it. Let me think about this correctly. Yes. Then you would heat set it, and then when you're done with all of that, the very last thing you would do is the Easy Peasy spray wax. And you don't have to. Once you heat set it, honestly, it's okay, but I still do it anyway because I people are paying me for it, and I'm sending them a product. So I put Easy Peasy spray wax. It's thin like water. I pour it in a bowl, and I just brush it on, not over the whole denim. I just brush it on anywhere there's paint, anywhere I had paint. If I don't have a background of something, like if I'm doing a shoe, I just brush it right on the paint, and then and that's it. It dries really fast. You don't saturate it. You just all you need it to do is for that liquid wax to get into this chalk paint and sort of solidify it. It just gets in there and sort of settles it.
So, Studio Troy, Michelle is signing off. Thank you. I look forward to finishing this tomorrow. And Monta says, say again how you heat set.
I put a cup towel or a pillowcase over the wherever I've worked, and then I just run a hot iron over it. But I do not use the steam. I don't use the steam. You're doing
So
good. You need any more of the
Judy
string?
says, do I wait till completely dry to use the oil paint pen?
Yes. Yeah, it won't work on the wet. It doesn't work very well. It will, but not very well. You're going to want it to be dry, and you're going to want it to be sanded. You don't want to do the oil pen over the paint that has not been sanded back, because if you do, it will clog up your oil paint pen. It'll just clog it up completely.
Greta says, thank you so much fun.
I am so glad, you guys, and I look forward to working with y'all tomorrow night. Matt, you want to take the camera and we'll kind of close out?
I think you're down to 5 or 6%.
Oh, okay. Oh, perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Here's what you've
Yay.
been watching.
Oh, what was that? I don't know. We're good.
That looks good over there.
It looks so good, Lila.
I have to cover up a mistake here.
And she put, you put a little bit of brown or the rust in your leaves?
Yeah.
Yeah, girl, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's so pretty. So pretty. Okay, guys, well, thank y'all so much for being here tonight. How long did we go over?
It's 9.
9 o'clock. Okay. An hour over. Sorry. We'll get right to painting tomorrow night, I promise. I don't have to give you all the preface stuff. I can just tell people if they missed it, they can come back to tonight's class. So I love you all. We'll see y'all tomorrow night at 6 o'clock so we can paint poppies. Okay? Y'all take care.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
You can't help it.
I'm trying to hit that button, but it's not doing anything.
Is it done?
I didn't.
No, done is up here, baby.
Oh. What is that white button doing?
Finish. You would think he's never done this before. that white button took a picture.
I can tell he's a pro at this.
Okay, bye guys. Good night.